Habari ya mwaka mpya, wale ambao wanatutazama, na niko hapa na ndugu yangu Migoda. Habari ya mwaka mpya?
Asante sana kakangu, habari ya mwaka mpya kwako. Naweza sema tu mimi nashukuru Mola. Mwaka mpya imekuwa ni mpya. Sasa tunatarajia tu ibaki tu hivi.
Na unajua kila wakati tukiingia katika mwaka mpya, kila mtu anasema, anaandika chini yale vitu ambazo anataka ku make sure kwamba ameachieve kwa mwaka mpya. Labda wewe kwa kimombo tunasema New Year resolutions, or these are the things that I want to achieve. Labda kuna mahali labda umeandika chini kwamba haya ndio mambo lazima mimi nikamilishe kabla hii miaka haijaisha, ama kabla ndani ya mwaka huu.
Ningependa tu kusema watu wameandika, watu huandika, lakini kuna zingine ziko achievable, kuna zingine haziko achievable, kuna zile long term, short term. Sasa mimi ningependa kusema tu mimi naachia tu Mola anajua mpango zake na mimi, kwa sababu hata alisema hapo ya kwamba hata kabla nizaliwe alinijua, ananitambua. Sasa mimi hizo plan zangu zote naachia Mola, si lazima ifike mwaka. Lakini hata kama ni kuandika, sidhani kama nishafika kiwango ya kuandika. Maybe kuna wale wako na projects kubwa ambao wanaandika, lakini mimi napenda tu yote tunaachia Mungu.
Okay, yote tunauachia Mwenyezi Mungu, kwa sababu anasema kwamba alikujua kabla hata hujazaliwa. So inamaanisha hata uandike, usipoandika, yale Mungu alijua kupitia kwako bado zimo tu pale pale.
Yale alikupangia uandike usiandike, utazipata tu.
Unajua nilikuwa pia jana, ni mtu ambaye nimependa nikipata jambo, yani nataka kujua kwa zaidi. Kuna jamaa mwingine ambaye anakuwa ni mshauri kulingana na mambo ya fedha hivi, anakushauri, anakuambia mwaka huu tunataka tuweke akiba takriban kama 1,300 hivi, na nakuambia mbinu za kuweka hivyo. Na kuna watu wanakuja na vitu vingi. Labda unadhani ni vizuri labda we kama binadamu usikie, ujaribu maneno ya hawa watu, ama we uende tu na mfumo yako ambao labda Mungu amekubariki kuweka fedha yani ya akiba?
Nasema unajua, kwanza unapata kama kila mtu kuna mpango yake. Unajua vile kila mtu ana manage finance yako, unaweza pata shauri kupitia kwa rafiki yako. Lakini pia wewe unajua vile uko na vitu zako. Kwa mfano kama wewe unajua unafaa kuweka bills zako hivi na hivi, wengine unaweza kosa hata hiyo pesa ya kuweka bills zako. Sasa ningependa kusema tu kama unajua uko na bills zako, tafadhali take care of them. Na vile vile kama unaweza pata hata mambo ya savings, vile umesema ulikuwa unashauriwa, ni vizuri. Na mambo na expenditure, mambo na savings is just a personal decision. It depends on how someone want to spend and how someone want to save.
Yeah, it is. Let me take this opportunity to greet our good friend Ziami. I mean, we Kenyans love Rigathi Gachagua. Thank you so much for your time, and happy New Year. I hope wherever you are okay. Just let us know how your New Year started. You know, what I was saying is that every year we do have, quite a number of us do have what we call the New Year resolution. But you find that these resolutions, some of them are not actualized, or some of them are being actualized. But the bottom line is this: everybody should chart his own path, you know, for your new year. Like I told you, I was watching this financial advice on YouTube, especially from a guy from Kenya. He was telling them how he wants people to save almost like 350,000 by the end of the year, which is achievable to some people, which is also not achievable to some people. And if that one is not achievable to you, it doesn't mean that you personally, you've kind of like failed on the way. So as you make your resolution for the new year or resolution for this year, you should make them in a way that befits you. Don't make them that because so and so has made theirs. Also, you can make them that you can achieve them by yourself. So that is a good thing with the new year. Yep. So that is also something that is there. I can see good year. Thank you so much for joining, and I can see our good friend I say Happy New Year, Brother Ben. I hope all of you who are here, you are good, and that is what we want to know. Yes, amesema you've been heard loud and clear. Miguda, kuna mambo mengi unajua, there's so much that is going on in the political field, and especially I know we've taken so much discussing about what is taking place in ODM, because that is what is in the public domain. And remember yesterday when the ODM party leader Oburu was addressing the nation, or towards the new eve. Yeah. First of all, he addressed the nation in vernacular, that is in the Luo language. Then he did one in English, and in his address for the nation, he declared his presidential bid for 2027. And in his communication, he said that due to the fact that he is ODM party leader, the constitution gives him a direct ticket to vie for the presidency, and is cautioning those who think that they want to run for presidency, they should forget. And let me just bring it to you. Oburu Odinga claims automatic ODM presidential candidate. That is yesterday. Siaya Senator Oburu Odinga, who took over ODM leadership from his brother earlier 2025, stated in December 31st video that party's constitution makes him the automatic flag bearer for 2027 if they go solo. That is one. He also urged unity amid government cooperation under President Ruto, while dismissing merger rumors and internal critics like Edwin Sifuna. Supporters like Junet Muhammad backed him against hijacking attempts. But online voices questioned his age, nearing 80, and called for proper primaries under Kenyan law. The party plans to decide its path by late 2026, testing its post-Raila stability. That is Oburu Odinga. So maybe to begin with you, Mr. Miguda, what is your take on the pronouncement of Oburu Odinga as the flag bearer for 2027 ODM, and also as an automatic, the constitutional of the party give him that automatic flag bearer? What do you think about that?
Okay, thank you, bro. You have just reminded me of what we learned sometimes back in commercial law. Yeah, that is what we call uberima fide. I think that is Latin maxim, which translates to utmost good faith. That in the sale of good, if you are a seller and a buyer, you must disclose all material facts of the property in goods before I purchase from you. What Oburu is doing, Oburu is not acting in good faith, because he has declared to be the presidential candidate. At the same time, is in close association with the current president, William Ruto, and is also denying any other member with divergent opinion, and want everybody to stick to his opinion to support the broad-based government, but he doesn't want you to oppose the broad-based government. At the same time, he's running for the presidency. So he's not acting in good faith. He's not acting in utmost good faith. That is in contrary to the stand he's taking. And I want to say that if at all is the preferred presidential candidate, why is it that he has declared by himself? He has endorsed himself. There's no concurrent, there's no consensus consultation by members. At the same time, he's making it on a mainstream or a social media platform, and he wants to be the sole decision maker. So it is no longer an ODM affair. It is now more of a family affair, because he was also referring to the brother, the deceased Raila Odinga. So it's like, it is our family affair, it's our party, and when my brother is gone, I'm the flag bearer, I'm the presidential candidate, and I can decide to work with Ruto without your permission, and anyone who is contrary to my opinion, we are going to push out of the party. So I can say he has made a decision, but there are no material facts which has been laid out, and he has also not disclosed to the members of the public why he decided to do so.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And this is what Caleb Amisi says. Caleb Amisi, I quote him, ODM leaders must avoid this tendency of chest thumping all factions therein, whether the Uhuru wing or the Ruto wing. This is not how Baba would do it. A small divergent views, they want to chase members away, calling each other names. So we will vote for you as ODM candidate. Baba must be turning himself in the grave in dismay. Kenya needs renaissance. That is what is being said here by Caleb Amisi. Somebody also here says, every time you open your mouth, Azimio and ODM supporters understand why they lost those many elections. How the likes of you manipulated Raila for a long time, no one will ever understand. I think this one is responding to he's responding to Caleb Amisi. So that is what is happening.
Allow me to respond to the two people before we proceed.
Okay.
First, Caleb Amisi is a coward, because Caleb Amisi is sitting on the fence. He's not bold enough to come and identify himself with other camps. Now he wants to believe that he's the only person remaining without a camp. But right now, we understand ODM is divided into the middle. Let him either join Uhuru or Ruto. He cannot sit on the fence for this quite long. The second comment, I just want to proceed by saying, it is true, because people like Oburu were the close advisors for Raila and confident, but most people were only interested, most of the inner circle for Raila Odinga, they were interested on their position. Once they have been sorted out of the certificates, they do not care whether Raila will become the president or not. So I want to agree with the second person who has commented that it is true. The people manipulated Baba for quite a long time, and they were only interested in their position, not Baba's position. That's why they never assisted Baba. Actually, they were never foot soldiers. They were just people who were there by chance so that they can get certificates for their own position, but they will not fight for the whole. Because right now, what is at stake is the people's decision. They cannot assist people to fight for the reforms. They are only interested for appointments and positions in the Ruto's government. So it's clear that they never had people's heart, and that has been manifested by the demise of Raila Odinga.
Okay, thank you so much. As I welcome Joseph, presidential campaign needs a lot of money, which Oburu lacks. Second, he is not popular like his late brother. Third, his age bit too old. That is the Festus. That is true. Inataka pesa na tujui kama ataweza. Joseph, how are you doing, sir, my brother? Hello, Mr.
Brother. Happy New Year. Happy Noria.
Yes.
Happy Noria.
Tuko hapa sema.
Kwenyu ni ndio mnarukisha Happy Noria ama mlirukisha kitu?
We are already new here.
Happy New Year, Miguda.
Happy New Year to you, bro.
Yeah, so a lot has happened, you know. I have just seen the evening news saying that there is a breaking news that the youth leader has decided to run for the president.
Yes, why not? He's a youth leader. He's a Gen Z.
Everybody is allowed to run for presidency, even the youth leaders. But the problem is, will they be able to continue with the broad-based government now if they're saying that he's going to run for the presidency? or is it just a decoy for 2027 so that the political tensions can go down in ODM? You know, the political tensions in ODM are very high. And if there is one thing that Sifuna said, is that ODM should field a candidate. And he cannot be able to support any other candidate if ODM is not fielding the candidate. That is what Baba had said. That is according to Sifuna, not my words. So I think maybe it can be a decoy so that he can bring the decorum down. He can be able to bring decorum in ODM and try to bring the voices down, the tone down. You know, the only person who could have brought the high octane politics or the high pressure in ODM was only one person. And nobody else can be able to bring that. They can be able to be the same like that. And we only know Raila Odinga was the one who could have brought the tension in ODM to a cool. So I think it's just a decoy he's using so that he can be able to keep these guys in check, so that if mtu akianza kusema ati at broad base sijui nini, kubona sisi hatutakuwa tukiweka kwa nini, kwa hatuwezi support Ruto, lazima tukuwe na mtu mmoja tuna support kutoka ODM. He's going to tell them, no, why you don't you support the youth leader and he's running for the presidency. So sometimes it is a decoy so that you can be able to quell the situations in ODM. One thing I'm very certain, Oburu cannot have the power to remove Sifuna as the Secretary General. That one is out of his league. Even if he tries, I know he can try, but it will be, I think even within the circles, I think he has asked and he has seek for opinions if he can remove Sifuna, and I think the opinions are not going well with him. So I think they are going now to try and get they are going to use these tricks now till 2027. You know, it's only this year. In the only this year, next year we are not even going to be able to even talk about anything.
Joseph, it's going to start this year. It's going to start this year. The year we are in 2026, it's already started.
But you know, it does not start officially. You know, officially the campaign starts in around August there, one year before the election. But it is going to start here. Politics is going to start on January, this January. But you know, the high octane ones that are also legalized within the constitution framework is starting from August, because they're supposed to be given 1 year for campaigning. But I think these tricks have started very early, and I think we are going to hear what they are going to say. For me, I think it's a trick. Hakuna mambo ya Oburu Odinga kusimama. You cannot be the other day you are saying broad based, then this time you are saying you are going to become the president. But unajua, I know Mark Oburu knows the youth leader ni nani, ni mmoja tu. Youth leader ni Mzambo.
Okay, Joseph, hold on. I think I'm going to invite you. Makobura, how is your new year?
Good evening.
Yeah.
Kindly confirm if I'm clear enough.
You are.
Okay, thank you so much. First, I want to take this opportunity to thank God who, through His grace, we managed and we crossed over to 2026. We thank God for all the blessings and everything that He made us, so that He allowed us to partake during the year 2025. And of course, to the team of Brother Benson, 2025 was not easy, but again, we are proud that we managed quite a lot. Remember, in 2025, we lost quite a number of leaders, starting from the Pope, Raila Amolo Odinga, Chirongo, amongst others. But again, as much as it was full of sad news, there's so many graces that we found, or there's so many blessings. Last year, we did something for the first time as a channel that went successful. And those are some of the successes that we made. But again, in the same 2025, our good friend Joseph joined, which is also last to us. And we say a big thank you to Joseph. Msimamo also joined in 2025, which is also a blessing to us. And quite a number of us. And we also gained quite a number of good supporters. I can see our good friend Festus and the others. So 2025 was a great year. We thank God. And as we crossed to 2026, I managed to cross it. I attended a church, one Catholic church called the Vincentian Ministries or the Vincentian Retreat Center along Thika Road. And I was surprised that there were more than 100 people in that particular church. And that tells you how people trust and believes in God. And it is a good thing. As much as, people are going through a lot of things, they had the opportunity to cross it over. Majority actually spent their time in church, and that was a good thing. Yeah, above all, we say a big thank you to God. And as we start 2026, we ask His grace and good blessings and mercies and everything that shower upon us, and we may prosper.
All right. Thank you, Marco Bura.
Brother Benso, can I say something small?
Yeah, saying then I will have to give me good a question following down to you. Then Marco Bura will be the last person to answer that.
Just one small thing. I think Goodyear is confusing between Oburu and Obura. And I think even he was saying, I thought even is Marco Bura. Even I was wondering what is happening. Marco Bura has sold his party, so it's confusing, bwana.
Marco Bura ametoka kanisa lakini anataka kuuza chama bana.
Ameuza chama na good na happy Noria.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I want just to go through what Oburu said, and I will come to Migoda. And this is what Oburu said. The presidential candidate for ODM in 2027. Any other person who wants to vie for presidential election on ODM should look for another party. What does it mean? Does it mean that now the ODM does not have a space, especially to endorse any other presidential candidate? But if you feel you wanted to run for a president under the ODM ticket, but since Oburu Odinga is there, you should look for another party. In other words, if even Sifuna himself, or if even Winnie, Babu Owino are interested to run for presidency, then ODM is not a party to run in that ticket, because Oburu Odinga is automatically the presidential candidate. And this is going against what we've always seen, or we've always known about the presidential candidates, where when the ODM want to run for presidential candidate, Baba was campaigning, I'm going to run, until he's being endorsed by the delegates. What about this one? So what is so different between the Raila era and Oburu era, Migoda?
First, I want to say that to me, it is more of a coup, whereby Oburu have done a coup to the Brothers Party and the Friends. They have used Oburu to, actually they are manipulating Oburu to take over from ODM, because like any other political party, you understand ODM as a structure, and what has made it more popular and more strong, the structure, leadership structure and the delegate. From time memorial, even the time when ODM was concepted, at the conception of ODM, you find that when we went to Kasarani, the people were decided to be the flag bearer. The people were undecided who to be the flag bearer. Then by that time, Mvita, member of parliament, Najib Balala, step aside and support Raila. So Raila was endorsed by the delegates. It is the delegates who endorsed Raila, the Pentagon team. The captain Raila was endorsed by the delegates. It has been a tradition in the party that you cannot go for the presidential flag bearer. You are dictated, because remember in 2007, Ruto was interested, Najib was interested, Nyaga was interested, Raila was interested, and Mudavadi was interested. So it forced them to sit down and decide. Actually, if it were not for Balala to step aside and endorse Odinga, because there were 5 people, I think now amongst them, Raila, everybody voted for himself. So Raila had to get 2 votes. That's for Balala, and also in the presence of the delegates. And it's Balala who actually proposed Raila that actually have step aside. And the delegates confirmed. So it has been a norm in the party. But what I'm trying to say is that right now, Oburu Odinga cannot come to the people and make the decision by himself that is the party leader and final. And anybody want to contest must forget, because he is the automatic presidential candidate. That is contrary to the traditions, structures, and the approach of the party. When people are appealing for the NDC to be held in Nairobi, they have rejected. And that's why the Mombasa governor proposed that actually he can host an NDC in Mombasa. Why are these people afraid of the NDC? That's a question we should be asking. And let me tell you, it is proper, even if Oburu want to contest for the presidency, and Oburu has been thumping his chest that his age mate is Trump, which is a lie. Oburu is 82 years, I think 83. Trump is 79 or maybe 80. So Oburu is lying to us. Oburu is not Trump's age. Oburu is a bit older to Trump. And look at factors. Oburu cannot do a rally in 1 week, what you used to do. Oburu cannot move across with the choppers. Synergy. Oburu, and now my parting shot. Do we wake up in the morning and contest for the presidency because there's an opportunity? Oburu has never had any vision from the time that he wanted to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Oburu has never had any vision for this country, any agenda, any manifesto. He has never had even sat down and decided to calculate the GDP of this country, how we want to bring this economy back. He has never imagined those things. So because of a sudden death of brother Raila Odinga, now everybody wants to become the president. That's a lie. We have people who have invested their time, who have invested their resources, and have done a lot of research, who want to transform this country. So Oburu should stop all these things because of the time. And like I've told you, when we want to go for this, the reason why Raila was referring back to the people, the delegate, is because of the disclosing all material facts to the public, to be open. And that's why when the broad-based government was being signed, they went to KICC, public, whereby there were people. It is always prudent for you to disclose all material facts to the followers. You cannot hide for us certain things, then you want us to support you. That's why we are saying Oburu should not run ODM like a toilet. Oburu should not run ODM like he's running a personal shop, whereby he's the sole decision maker. We always go to the people. And remember when Raila, even before forming coalition, they usually go to the people and request that until our candidate is Raila Odinga. But you cannot wake up one day from your bedroom, then you are coming to the mainstream, you are telling us that you are the presidential candidate, and final, no one should compromise your decision. That is wrong. Why do we call democracy? So to them, democracy is only applicable to them when they speak, but when the other fellows spoke, there's no democracy. So I just want to conclude by saying, we don't go for elections because we have the party or the name. We go for elections on a serious issues. We cannot end up with presidents that because my bro has contested, now I'm president. That's why we end up with people like William Ruto. You don't elect somebody because he was the deputy president for the last 10 years. Now he's the presidential material. No, we are getting it wrong. We must look at someone who is well thought out, a presidential material, that if presented to the Kenyan people, can act on our behalf, even in terms of the international relations, diplomacy. Even when he is at the UNGA, United General Assembly, he speaks for the interest of the people of Kenya, because we can't have a president like what we have today. We can't have a president whereby the interest of foreigners supersedes our own interests. We should have a president who advocates for our own interests. Kenya first, Kenyans first, irrespective of whatever circumstances, even when you want foreign aid from the American people. But Kenya must come first. So I think Oburu Odinga should slow down, and he should slow down and let not power confuse him. You know, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Oburu has for a long time admire, to enjoy those things. But let him cool down and relax, because as things stand right now, we must discuss what is pressing Kenyans first. Let us look at the people. Let us not go ahead of the people, because you can go to be presidential candidate or join William Ruto, but we have not resolved the issues affecting people, be it economical or be it human rights.
All right. Thank you so much. As I bring in Joseph, and this issue, I wanted to raise it, but luckily enough, we have very, very good viewers, and in the comment section, they are also raising that. I wanted to bring that one in, but I can bring it in to Joseph too, so maybe Joseph can weigh in. When you look at the article of ODM Constitution, that is Article 6, 2B, it says that in the event the party leader is unable to discharge of his or her duties by a reason of physical or mental infirmity, death, resignation, or where she ceases to be a party member of parliament, a special session of the National Delegates Conference shall be convened to elect a new party leader. So as we speak today, you know, even the party leadership of Oburu was questioned by one of the ODM Live members, and I think she gave ultimatum. I don't know what has happened with that. And you find now, first of all, his leadership was questioned by the party members on how he was given the party leadership. Then secondly, again now, Mr. Joseph is giving finality that if you think, or if you have any ambition of running for presidency in ODM ticket, then you should find it out of the party, or go and form your party and run with that. And we know all these political parties, we know that they're usually personalized. But even UDA, I can remember when President William Ruto was running for presidency, especially to be a flag bearer of UDA. He went through the same. I think there was a lady, if not a lady, or somebody was competing with President William Ruto to be the flag bearer of the UDA. And now the pronouncement that has been made by Oburu to you, Joseph, what comes to your mind, especially with the history that ODM has, and what Oburu now is saying?
Thank you, Brother Benson. And I think the people in the comment section, they are well versed with knowledge, and they articulating the issues well, as we are doing it here as a panelist. But I will start it off with, what is ODM? The initials: O mean orange, D means democratic, and M means movement. So we have a D, which means democratic. So how will a party leader come and just say that he's going to become the president, is going to become the candidate of the presidency under the ODM party, and he has not consulted the live members who are ODM live members? That means he's taking the party in dictatorial manner. And you know, one thing that is separating the people are angry with Oburu is one thing. The most loved person, you know, I've seen a comment there saying that Raila Odinga, people loved Raila Odinga more than even ODM. And the person of Raila Odinga, you could see him, even before he made decisions, he went all over the country and corrected the opinions of people. And before even he went across the countries and he did all that, he arranged for NDCs so that the people could come and raise those issues and were able to come and say if they want him to be able to be the flag bearer of the party. To top it up on all this, ODM has not have a proper NDC. The one they had in Mombasa, they tried to bullshit and rush it, but that one was not a proper NDC. They're supposed to be having a proper NDC which will be hosted, and all people from all the corners will come who are in support of ODM. And they are supposed to be arranged by the committee that always there is a committee. What do we call it, Brother Benson? the committee that deals with everything, the organizations of the party. There's a name, we name it. And they are supposed to be the ones who are going to be able to arrange this NDC. And these people are going to, and the Secretary General is supposed to call for the meeting of the NDC. And let me remind you, Brother Benson, all these people who are going yapping, left, right, and center, the likes of Akinambadi and it's called who? These are the guy Wandai, and Joho, and it's called who? Oparanya. They are not live members of ODM now. They relinquished their membership status when they became CSs. So when you're calling for that NDC, you're supposed to see the people of the so-called live party members, who most of them have the membership of that party. And that comes to the true question. Can Oburu Odinga really be voted in as a person who is going to be the flag bearer of ODM in 2027? Can that truly happen? Because people look at him as a person who is not even, you know, there is so many people, his personality is not the personality of fire in him. You know, we have had personalities in ODM who are very fiery. Like, and that's why you hear even the polls that are coming. You can hear they're saying that Babu Owino is poised to be the successor of ODM and Raila Odinga. But you know, they cannot say ODM because already Babu Owino is like he already left ODM. But Oburu Odinga cannot come and just say that he's going to be the flag bearer and he has not taken the mandate from the people. That one is becoming dictatorial, and it is showing the tendencies that he has started to do when he's a party leader. You cannot come as a party leader and start enforcing your power upon the people, your tentacles. And the person who was before you was a very democratic man. Your brother, even, he's your brother. He was a very democratic man, and he could seek. One thing I liked about Raila Odinga, he was very democratic in his ways. Even when you could say something, he could let you uongee kwanza. You saw even his ways. Kwambia wewe ongea kwanza, tusikie vile utasema, na yeye mwingine aongee, tusikie vile atasema. And I think that's what made him as a statesman, because he would listen first. You know, he would listen and hear, and listen to the other party and hear. Even when most of the time his election was stolen, he could listen and think about the country first and put the country first. But the problem is, the person he was dealing with, he has been dealing with people who are very, ni watu wakora sana. Like even the one we have right now, ni wakora sana. So he has been finding himself in a quagmire. He cannot be able to remove himself. He could not remove himself. So for Oburu Odinga, let him stop dictating where the party will go. The live members of the party are going to tell him if we need you as a flag bearer or not. But I think this is not even too much about Oburu Odinga wanting to run as a president. Even the years themselves, they are zinampeleka as maintain the pressureship of being a president. This is things they cannot maintain. Pressureship ile inakuja na president kwanza wa Kenya. Angalau Amerika huko hakuna pressureship mingi sana, ile ni ile mnapiga tu kule kwa bunge. Oburu Odinga ataweza kuondokea kiatu kama vile Ruto alirushiwa ile kiatu kule Reitwaje Migori. Unaona, inaitaka mpaka, unajua, the other day I saw the president from a neighboring country anajaribu kujifanya vile yako fit, mpaka anajaribu kupiga mpira huko juu ndio aoneshane vile yako fit, but we can see he's tired. So these are most of the things that even I think the live members like Miguda here, you know, I saw amevaa kofia hataki tuone sura vizuri. He is going to tell us very well about the ODM shit. Because me, I like to leave it to Miguda so much because he's a live member of ODM. If they support it or they don't support it.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Makobura. Thank you so much also, and I know it is your turn, and also we want to get your view. I was just reading the article of ODM, that is the constitution I have here, Article 2, Article 6, 2, Then this is 1A, that 2.2 says that all national officials other than the Secretary for the Parliamentary Affairs, Secretary for Women Affairs, Secretary for Youth Affairs, and the Executive Director shall be elected by the National Delegates Conference, subject to Article 2.2A. All nationals shall hold office for a term of 5 years. So all the officials in the ODM, they will hold office for a term of 5 years. Then what does 2.2A says? The party leader shall remain in office until the next election of nationals officials. So it means, Miguda, you will help us after Makobura. If the party leader will hold the office until the next national officials, which means after 5 years, even the party leader should be voted in, because like when you look at the article and the constitution of ODM, the direct what Oburu is saying as the party leader, I have not seen. Maybe Miguda also you've gone through. If anybody on the comment section also has the constitution, I've not seen where it says that the party leader will automatically be the presidential candidate. It is so silent on that. Maybe Makobura, what is your take on Oburu's presidential bid, and also putting caveat, especially for any ODM member who would want to contest for presidency using the ODM ticket, should go and look for another party, not in ODM. He's now the person who's going to run for that.
Unajua saa zingine unaweza pewa majukumu kubwa kubwa mpaka ushindwe vile utafanya. I don't know whether you remember those words. Those words came from the late Mapambano, the former senator of Homa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a time he made some remarks that there are times that you can be given some high responsibilities mpaka uchanganyikiwe, ushindwe mambo inaendelea namna gani. I think that is the problem or the challenge that Dr. Oburu is facing. But I wanted to say this, ODM has always thrived and has always talked or even lectured people or other political parties. And they've always bragged of the democracy within it. I can tell you that ODM was Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga was ODM. Now that Raila Amolo Odinga is not there, all this, sometimes it is God who gives people some graces or talents. And you'll find that if God gives you a talent, the talent that you have would be different with the talent that I have. And that is one thing that we've always noted, that Raila Amolo Odinga was given a gift or a talent, a political talent by God himself. And that talent, there's nobody who has that talent within ODM. And that is why you're seeing a lot of confusion. There's nobody who can make the hard decisions that were made by Raila Amolo Odinga. There's nobody who can unite leaders coming from different regions the way Raila Amolo Odinga did unite them. There's no leader in ODM that can soberly listen to others, especially those having different views, and still make them or accommodate them within that particular party. That is why you're seeing there's fighting left, right, and center. And the likes of Osotsi, the likes of Sifuna, and the likes of Orenga can tell you for a fact. Even the party leader himself, the current party leader himself, if you heard what he was saying, you can simply say that they already marked people. And what does that tell you? There is no democracy going forward that you will witness in ODM. And again, there is no acceptance, or there's no room for any politician to just give their views independently. There is no room to have a different view That is the problem that is currently in the ODM party. And Oburu Odinga has realized that it is not going to be easy for him to survive politically, and it is not going to be easy for him to maintain the political standards that Raila Amolo Odinga used to have. And he has also seen that there is a coup within the party. I wouldn't really call it a coup. You know, in every generation, there's always new people, new fresh blood, fresh ideas. And of course, depending on the environment or the political environment, that would also dictate a lot. And that is what is happening currently in ODM. The supporters of ODM still has the mentality of a leader who is more of an activist, a leader who is vocal. That is who Raila used to be. And the likes of Sifuna are partly have taken over. The likes of Babu Owino have partly taken over. The likes of James Orengo has always been. And actually, James Orengo is even worse than Raila when it comes to activism. And from what we've always understood is that most of the time, James Orengo would make quite tough decisions, and it is Raila who would cool him down, especially when it comes to matters of fighting for the human rights. And remember that now Raila is not there. James Orengo will continue with this mentality and is now finding these young thugs, the likes of Sosotsi, the likes of Babu, the likes of Sifuna, who have the same mentality. And that is why there is that association within that section of politicians. I can also say that Dr. Oburu has seen this as a threat. And he understands that he cannot continue with the politics of activism because of the deal that they currently have, that is in the broad-based. The broad-based arrangement cannot allow an activism kind of politics to thrive, because this broad-based is a government that is, of course, being run by William Samoei Ruto. And you know who William Samoei Ruto is. William Samoei Ruto, the president, wants to retain his seat in 2027. He is fighting to retain his seat. He does not want anybody who is going to come up with an activism kind of politics. He does not want anybody who is going to criticize him. Makiu, on the other side, or the likes of Orengo and Sifuna and those other people still have the fresh blood of activism. And so Dr. Oburu Oginga has seen that he's not going to survive and he cannot unite the party. So what is currently happening is that he's using the little energy that he still has to make brutal decisions, which, in his mind is saying, come and buy, kaende. And I can tell you, it is not going to be good, or it is not going to help ODM. It is simply going to make it worse and divide the party, as the people of Kenya are seeing. If you heard the tone that Dr. Oburu was speaking with and the kind of comments that he was making, if Raila Amolo Odinga was still alive and would listen to what Dr. Oburu was saying, is like the democracy bit. He never even encompassed, or he never included the democracy bit that they've always bragged of in his conversation. And in his speaking, or in his address, he was more of Museveni. If you've ever heard what Museveni is saying, the president of Uganda, he will make pronouncement because he knows he's the president and you can do nothing. That is what Dr. Oburu is saying. And I can say here that Kenya has moved quite a lot of miles ahead. And the party that Dr. Oburu is trying to make political decisions which are not really good for this party is going to hurt the party, because the party was grounded on a democratic view. It was grounded in, giving people a view to give their views. If you come say that you are the automatic presidential, okay, I've not really read, but I'll confirm. I've not really read the constitution of ODM, and I'm not so sure if that is what it has, that if the party leader is the automatic.
Makobura
Is the automatic presidential candidate. But what really surprises me is the many times I heard Raila Amolo Odinga spoke sometimes back, he was very open and he would say that this thing is not automatic. It is not like an automatic thing for him. it is something that you fight for, and you are given the same environment to fight for it. If you are given the opportunity to continue, it is well and good. I don't understand how today we are told that it is automatic and that if you want to vie, you can look for another political party. Really, is that somebody who is uniting people? Is that somebody who is throwing people or sending people away?
All right. Okay, thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity also to thank Sunni Benjamin Enze from Facebook. Thank you so much for watching us. And Austin Oragi also, thank you so much for joining us in our conversation. There's something here that, yeah, I think what our brother Abdullah asked here. What does this mean? We are supporting Ruto because we know he will still vote, and we are tired of post-election trauma. This is coming from an ODM senior member. And those are what we call the political emotions. Because, you know, when you are voting, one reason why you vote, to me, you know, you can lose election and knowing very well that you've lost election purely, truthfully, know that I've lost election. And if you lose election fairly, it's okay. But also, if you're voting, you're voting issues. You're not voting the person, or you're not voting about the issue, because you're voting for somebody who you think or you feel, if he's given an opportunity, or if he gets that opportunity, he might change or he might find a way of dealing with the challenges that people are facing. So there are two narratives, especially this one will run in the greater Lake region, especially for the Lake region voters. The name of Rigathi Gachagua will be used as a scarecrow, and the Rigathi Gachagua, it will be the issue of shares. That one will be part of the campaign for 2027, especially for those who are going to support Ruto, among other things. Those one will be. And the issue also that we have been out of government. So you ask yourself, because like if you're saying we've been out of government, or this is the government that has given us what we need as compared to other governments. So there's an ODM, because when you're talking about ODM party, it's a national party with all members, including some of the ODM members are from Central Kenya, Arukambani, all over the world. They have those members there. So if you want to say that we've been in the position, are they all of them? Then now come to, so there's that personal interest and the community interest is at play here. So in ODM, there's a community interest that is being propelled by other political or other factions, whereby we've never been in government, which is not true, because if you look at the history, even before ODM joining, Raymond Omolo, it's quite surprising. Remember how the ODM members, especially from the Luo Nyanza, how you used to deal with Raymond Omolo. Like any funeral that they would attend in the Luo nation, Raymond Omolo would be the subject of discussion. And Raymond Omolo was a Luo who was in the government. And before even they joined the government, Raymond Omolo was in the government. So which means the Luo were in government. So sometimes maybe their explanation on how, when you are in government and who is in the government, if maybe Opio and I and Mbadi are not in government, then the Luo nation is not in government. But when Raymond Omolo is in government, Raymond Omolo, we are not in government. So that is also something. So those are some of the things that we are going to look. But Miguda, I'll come to you, to Joseph, because Makubura has talked. When you look at what is happening with the statement that is made of Oburu, does it mean that ODM itself, because one of the reasons for forming a political party to capture power, does it mean that ODM have run out of good leaders who can even challenge or who can even vie with that ODM ticket? Does it mean that they've run out of leaders? So that's why Oburu is putting that caveat. No, I'm the preferred one. We don't have any other person in this party who can contest for the ticket for the party.
Okay, Bro Benson, thank you for that question. That's a very good question. I'll answer it on my own way. You know, Bro Benson, all of us, a section of us, all of us were soldiers in the army of Baba. The difference was that we have ranks. We had one general, Raila Amolo Odinga. There were lieutenant generals, there were brigadiers, there were corporals, so on and so forth. And we were troops. All of us went to the same recruit school. We were recruited, all of us. So no one should come here to be a better soldier than the others. All of us were soldiers kwa hiyo jeshi la Baba. So after we have buried our general, the war must continue. We are not going to suspend our arsenals because the general is dead. What am I trying to say? We can only change the combat and the boots. If we have the black boots and the old combats, we can have new combats and the new design boots. So we can leave them for them that ODM. ODM was just a jersey. Every season, for some of us who like football, we can come back to different jerseys. But the team is Man U, the team is Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham. But you can change jersey. So if that jersey is so lucrative for them, we can leave for them that jersey. We acquire a new jersey. But the people who are in the academy can play. If we cannot suspend the struggle because of some few lieutenant generals in the ranks who have been compromised. And to answer your question, I think I'm answering it if you are keen. And if you are sick and tired of Ruto, or you are saying that you have struggled for a quite long time, now you have suspended, and there is mentality they have managed to create into you that Ruto cannot be defeated. Ruto, if you oppose Ruto, Ruto will abduct you. That is mentality, let me tell you. It is possible. If you are tired of struggling, keep off. Do not block for the young thugs who want to take over from this current regime. And if you have been struggling for a quite long time, actually, they have been hiding behind Baba. We know the real general who has been leading from front. The other soldiers have been hiding. There are real soldiers on the ground. There are troops who are ready to take over. People like Sifuna are ready to take over. People like Babu are ready to take over. So if you are tired of elections, malpractices, now you fear that because we see election, now let's support Ruto. So what? Let him see elections. There are mechanisms to deal with him at that level. For now, let us discuss the real issues. That there's a problem. What my brother was telling you. Sometimes unaweza patiwa jukumu kubwa mpaka ujue hata kazi yako ni gani. You are a party leader. You are not NDC. Oburu is not NDC. Oburu is a party leader. Let him keep off the roles of NDC because we are many. You know, Baba recruited a lot of us. Things can change. General can die. We can suspend the coach. But the football must continue. So politics must continue even beyond 2032. We are not going to be compromised because of the character of one opponent. Now you want to compromise everybody that, oh, William Ruto will see elections. Oh, William Ruto defeated us when he was out of the government, now he's the president. You cannot compete him. That is mentality they are creating for you. So what I'm saying, I'm just saying Oburu should respect the followers, the organs, and the structure. ODM is not for one person. And if that's what they want, we can abandon the combats and the boots. We get a new one, and we get a new guns and bullets. We go for that war. This war, at one point in life, we must emerge victory. But you cannot compromise the lieutenants and brigadiers so that you can get along with the troops. The troops are there. We are many. You know, you saw what happened when Baba was being brought from India at JKIA. Those are the real soldiers, foot soldiers. Leave alone those people we are seeing on the CGCS, whatever. The people were with Baba. The people loved Baba. The people never loved these people. In fact, people never loved ODM. Why not for Baba? People could have not been voted for those ODM people. They wanted to escort Baba with all his lieutenants to the war. But now Baba is no more. no one is going to compromise the people's decision. No NDC, no ODM. That's what we are going to say. No NDC, no ODM. If they want to do it, let them go, a few of them, and do whatever they want to do. But this is not the right manner. This is not how Raila could have run ODM, because it is more of a coup by a brother and some few people manipulating him because of the age. And lastly, what happened when Democrats, politics, if you must look at it broadly. When Democrats realized that Biden was aged and Biden could not run against Trump, of course, Trump was going to be victory, because that has been predicted by the opinion poll. But how do you do? Do not subject Biden to massive campaigns. At least you substitute Biden with Kamala Harris for the prosperity of the team, because you must put fresh legs, you must put fresh players. For even if you are going to lose, you must put fresh players. You cannot bring people who have injuries, or the people who are supposed to be on the bench because of the name, because of the age. Let fresh players come and play even if you are losing. And then when Trump emerged victor, at least Democrat lost honorably. But do not subject Oburu to all these activities. It is prudent for him to retire and allow, there are many people, allow somebody else to take over. And this issue of generational change, you can try to coerce people to go your way. You are denying the generational change, but it will come automatically. When the time, when they were denying people, not that, of course, Papa died, but naturally. So you see, such things can happen. You can leave that position naturally if you have refused to leave it democratically. So let us respect the will of the people, because if Papa could be alive today, we could not have these rankles. But these rankles are being spearheaded by selfishness, and some people think that right now, if two of them, and I want to conclude by Orengo's statement. Let me quote Orengo. If I come to your region and rewarded you with 3 years, 4 years, now you are being told you are in government. No, it is only the people who have been rewarded who are in government, but you are not in government. That's why we are saying we are not in government. We want a government which is inclusive for all people. But for this one to continue, we should continue with the struggle. There are many people. If they are tired of, they are saying they are tired of going to the street. Me, I've never enjoyed going to the street. I've only gone twice. So I want to go to the street more times. So if they have gone for 70 times and they are tired, let them keep off and allow the young people now to go to the street. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Makobura is Joseph or Makobura?
Joseph.
Okay, Joseph, we want to expand a little bit this conversation, and I know we are still within ODM, and I want you to look at it in terms of age-wise, and you come and give a look at the picture or zoom in Africa. We have this tendency where when young people want to arise to power, you find that the old guards will always be the preferred. Like now what we have, you look at the age of Oburu Odinga, and you look at ODM, and with the young, vibrant people like Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and Caleb Amisi, majority of them, the young people who can energize the party, but you still find that the age still is a factor whereby Oburu of that age is still in power. Go to Cameroon, you find Biya. Go to very good major countries in Africa, you find like these old people. What is so wrong with us, especially in our country or in African states, whereby we feel like the old people are the people who should always be in power and make decisions on behalf of the young people?
Thank you, Brother Benson, for that question. And I think to answer it off, not only in Africa, but everywhere, even in Bangladesh, you saw the person who was the president the lady Shekashina has been there for quite a while, and I don't know what happens with them in when they see young people they want to rise up to power. I think it is always they are not ready for that, because they fear the leadership of young people, because young people are people who can be able to change very fast. They are not like these old guards. The old guards, they are used to be able to shelter and be able to nini their wealth, wanajaribu kushield their wealth. So the young people, when they come in there, they are always afraid, because even you see, not only even in ODM, the so-called even politics, you see young people are being brushed off, like the examples of Akina Didi Nyoro. They are being brushed off even in their regions. You hear them, they are being told they are still not mature enough to be able to take the reins of power in the country. I think there's always that fear of OBM. What will they come and do? Will they come and change the status quo in the country and come and overrun the old guards who have been there? So that is the same thing that is happening to Oburu Odinga. He's afraid so much of the so-called young leaders with what they can do, because they have clearly in their mindset and what they say, you can hear that they want a change of how the things have been run in the party. And these guys, they cannot accept that, because it will mean that their status quo is already damaged and crushed. So to answer that question is, they are not just afraid because that they lose power. They are afraid even of the wealth that they have made, and they are afraid maybe some of the dealings they have been doing behind the curtains is going to come and be shed light by these young people. So they are just going to try to be like that, and they are just going to try to not let the young people be able to take the reins. You can see even what is happening in Uganda. We have a young person who wants to take the reins of power, but there is a person who has been there for, I think now, how many terms? Is he going for the 6th term? And even not in Uganda, you can see all countries, even Tanzania, that lady already her age has gone. And even Cameroon, you can see the likes of Cameroon. There is a guy who has been there. He does not even stay in the country because his health wise is not okay. He's always outside of the country, and he cannot want anything, because they are afraid that these guys, the Gen Z of these days, even they can be able to jail you and take all the wealth that you have created or you have made when you are doing the illegal dealings of the country. So I think they are also afraid of that. But mostly for ODM, they are afraid of relinquishing power to these young people, because it can really change. It can change them. And the problem is, when we have these so-called old guards, you know what they try to do? They try to bring other young people to be able to fight the young people who are in the party. You can see the likes of Akina Kasmuel Makaure trying to fight very hard Sifuna. I don't understand why he always fighting Sifuna. And Sifuna is a young leader who is trying to make the reins of himself and try to make a profile for himself. I think what he could be doing, he could be trying to relax a bit and try to see how can I gain from experience from this the so-called young leaders like Akina Sifuna and Babu Wino, so that I can be able to become a good leader. But instead, he's been used to fight the other young leaders who are there. So, Brother Mark Oburu, I think that question can never be answered truly, because these guys are just there. They want to safeguard their wealth. That is, I think, that is the only thing, and also power a bit. They want to be in power so that they can be able to be the ones who can be able to say in their regions or something of the sort. So I think that is that, Brother Mark.
Okay, thank you so much, and for giving us your take. And maybe today was the first day of the year. Of course, it is fast, and we saw quite a number of religious leaders in different churches, they did comment about the running of the government and the economy. And I saw the Archbishop Sapet, of SEK, slamming the government over the rising cost of living. And of course, he did say that Kenyans are overburdened by high taxation. He also said that corruption continues to weaken our economy. And, these are the leaders of the church, or the religious leaders. Do you think their comments are in line with what is currently happening? And do you think the president will listen to them, especially when they start giving or pointing out these inabilities? We go there. Miguda? Or Joseph, if you had my question, maybe you can go. I don't know whether Miguda is having a problem.
Brother Mark, the only church I can say I be. Okay. Miguda, you can go.
I haven't heard your question. Maybe Joseph can proceed. You'll ask me later.
Okay. So what, Brother Mark, I can tell you for sure is me, the only church I believe in what they say, because I see they don't always hold politics in their midst or in their churches. It's only the Catholic Church. These other churches you have seen, they have become so much politically inclined that even you cannot see, you cannot differentiate between them and being a source of them spreading the message of the government. Because it's not long ago that we saw even churches put in a display of president, or when they were campaigning, display of Ruto in a church service in the front of the pulpit. And I was very saddened by that. But churches have become business places. It's now, we are going back to when the tables were turned. Do you remember when Jesus turned the tables and said, my Father's place, you have turned it into a business market? So I think that is what is happening to this most so-called many churches, like the Pentecostals one. And even I've seen, so sad that my church PCA has also entered into the shenanigans of having themselves be politically inclined. Also the churches like ACK. I think the only church that has been left now standing, which can be able to put up the voice and say no to this kind of things that we are passing through this government, is only the Catholic Church, because they don't even give you a chance to be able to do your politics in the pulpit. But anytime you have seen a church that is enabling the government to be able to voice their and put their politics on the pulpit, you just know that one cannot be able to even hiyo iwezi watetea, hiyo jua tu imeshaenda. So if they are trying to put their message out, it's okay, but you cannot be coming to put a message about how the government is running and saying it's very bad, and yourself you're eating at that table. I don't trust you so much so that you can be able to talk on my behalf. So as for the church, the only church I'm going to believe in what their messaging is the Catholic Church, even though I am not a Catholic. But I think the Catholic Church is always so much pro people, and they are very articulate with their issues. They don't side with issues pertaining. First, they always fight for the people's right. So I think that is my take, Brother Mark.
Okay, thank you. Miguda?
Okay. I've heard the question. I just want also to remind Joseph. I agree with you, but Joseph, remember also SDA. You go and check your facts.
Sorry.
SDA.
SDA, I forgot SDA. Sorry, Brother Mikuda. SDA has stand firm. SDA has stand. I'm talking about these Pentecostal churches, Brother Mikuda. You know them. You know them. You know even what they do. You know even they display pictures of Ruto in the pulpit. I wonder. You even wonder yourself. You are living in which country?
Okay, Makobura. That is Makobura. That is well answered by Joseph. I just want to make the question. We can just proceed to the next question.
Okay, thank you. The president was today in Buhungu, that is in Kakamega, and amekemea sana upinzani na amekashifu Kalonzo akisema hajasaidia Ukambani na chochote, na vilevile anasema hata barabara ya kwenda kwao haina lami. Tena anasema upinzani hauna sera na hawawezi kumshinda 2027. Anasema matusi anayorushiwa na upinzani hayatamtisha. That was his message today on 1st of 2026. Joseph, President ameanza tarehe 1 na siasa na anasema watu watamtisha.
Tumeanza kupewa dose mapema. So what truly transpired today, you know, Ruto always says that he's in work, he's working, but it's always politics, Brother Marco Bura. It is always politics. This is politics in the road. You know, we are used to him saying that he's coming to launch things, but it's just a political game. But the problem is, so when you say that Kalonzo has never built a road going to his backyard, I get a bit confused, because Kalonzo was just a vice president of this country, and he has been in political spaces for quite long. But I have never seen Kalonzo being a president of this country. If you want to talk about Kalonzo has not built, you need to have him as the president. And you know, it's very confusing, because even for Kalonzo not to build, also I also want to put him in a frying pan, because he has been an MP. I think he could have been able to utilize. But you know, when you are MP, you are not vast with the kind of resources that the president have. But William Ruto cannot just come and claim that Kalonzo has not built a road to his home. And when we can see even videos being taken by one called, I like this guy who is called Professor. He always take videos of Bomet County. And if you see even the conditions of the road in Bomet County, you will get even so much shocked that even somebody can come and be able to talk about how Kalonzo has not built the roads. But you know, this is politics. And I think msimamo wekuwa hapa angesema tu kwa kiwahenga, mti usiokuwa na matunda warushiwa mawe. Lakini sasa ukiona mti ambao uko na matunda, kuna siku kaka Sungura alitembea akaona zabibu tamu sana pale kwa mti. Akajaribu vile vyote angepata ila mazabibu, lakini alishindwa. So alianza kutusi mti. I think that is the same thing that our kaka Sungura is doing today. I think ameona there is something which, and Ruto does not come to you if there is nothing, if you are not of any substance. That's why you always see he's in distance quarrel with Uhuru Kenyatta all the time, because he knows that guy he can be able to make some moves. So I know he's also trying to talk about Kalonzo, because he knows Kalonzo can make some certain moves that can truly injure him. But this is politics. But you know, today I saw Uhuru Kenyatta, yesterday with Kalonzo Musyoka. So I think also Kalonzo anajipata kwa ile unajua kuna semagwa mtu kukirushwa kama kanini hapo, utapata hata wale wako karibu hata wao wataumia kidogo. So I think he's just been slated for the shooting because his accompaniment with Uhuru Kenyatta and his name. I think that's that is for Kalonzo Musyoka. But saying that he has not built the road, that one does not give any justification of you, because you are the president of Kenya. You should build that road. You are the president right now. Build it. Even if you did not build it so that you can be able to come and campaign with it. But you coming and saying that hawana sera, hawezi fanya nini. I think sometimes I watch Kalonzo saying about how he can be able to redeem the country's economy. And he has some plans also. So we need to listen to all of them. Thank you, Brother Ma.
Okay. Allow me to welcome our good friend Simba Netaya. Simba, karibu. Habari ya leo, umeshindaje? Wewe kama mwana ODM, kuna mambo magumu hapa kwenyu, na party leader wenyu amesema anaenda kuwania kiti cha urais. Wewe kama mwanachama wa ODM unasemaje, Simba? Simba?
Marco Bora, unanipata?
Nakusikiza.
Unajua hiyo ni strategy, that's one. And obviously unajua msimamo wake, tuko kwa broad based. Next government itakuwa coalition government, and I think that's why he said clearly kwamba for now, kulingana na katiba ya chama, yeye akiwa ndiye party leader ndiye automatic candidate. I think there is nothing like inaonekana ni convincing. He just said it is straight. People who are wasting their time, they have to stop. The decision of joining or forming a coalition with UDA is a done deal. In fact, that is a straightforward question. Hata sio eti anaenda kuwania urais. Nani amekwambia? Hii ni kitu yenye iko very clear, and I think in fact hata hiyo ndio kitu yenye amesema, for most people who are doubting, they have to stop it and wait for the time. Hiyo kitu nyinyi ndio mnataka kuiweka iwe kama kuna confusion. Sisi ndio tuko kwa chama na tunajua who speaks for the party. Hiyo ndio kitu yenye amemaanisha. Hawa wengine wenye wanapiga mdomo wa nyamase, he will speak for the party as mandated by the constitution. Ni hivyo Marco Bora, nimefikia hapo.
Sasa, thank you. Migudu, I'll come back to you. What is your comments on President William Ruto's take about Kalonzo Musyoka and his backyard? Migudu, unaweza tupea maoni yako on the question that...
Sawa. Wacha nikupatie maoni yangu. Kwanza wacha nikaribishe rafiki yetu, ndugu yetu, Simba Netaya, Laban Misiani. Karibu kwa show, and I wish you a happy new year and feel welcome. Makubura, based on your question, when you hear Mr. President Ruto attacking Kalonzo of late, according to me, is that's how he's preparing Kalonzo to be his opponent. You know, this is now politics. Maybe he is sure with Kalonzo. He wants him. And I think he's afraid of Matiang'i. That's why he's not engaging Matiang'i. He want to make Kalonzo appear as the opposition flag bearer, so that he can engage Kalonzo, because Matiang'i seems to be hard tackler, and Matiang'i seems to be disclosing past things like the issues to do with River Yala and many other things from his interviews. Now he want to prepare Kalonzo as his opponent. He want to make Kalonzo to be visible, and he want Kalonzo to respond to him. You know, like I've told you, he's cunning. If you're not able to see through, that's your problem. So he want to make Kalonzo visible. He has analyzed his opponent, Kalonzo, very well, and he has understands his weaknesses, his strengths. Right now, he's focusing on his weaknesses, but forgo his strength. So he wants Kalonzo to engage him. That's why he's even characterizing personality of Kalonzo that at the Sura, because Kalonzo is more handsome compared to him. That's why I say Sura, kutengeneza nywele, such things you get. So that is politics. This is now politics. Leave alone the issue. This is now mere politics, whereby you analyze your opponent very well, you focus on his weaknesses, you forgo his strength, then also you make your opponent visible. And so you ensure that you engage him. You attack him, he responds, then you attack him, you continue like that. But there are some things that are pending. So you make the public to engage in your exchange. So you want to make it look like Kalonzo is the flag bearer. But I think he need confrontation with Matiang'i or other people. He has even forgo Gachagua. So that is just preparing Kalonzo as his future opponent politically, but that should not be the case. So according to him, he's very sure with Kalonzo, and he want to engage Kalonzo. So that's why I want to teach us politics. You understand? He has been in this game for quite a while. Remember, even after when Raila and Uhuru had a handshake, that is 2017. Immediately, Ruto started campaigning, but he was focusing on Raila Odinga. Mganga, mtu wa kitendawili, mchawi. So he was preparing Raila as his opponent. And there was a time when Murkomen said, we know who our opponent is. We know whom we are voting for. Raila Odinga, not Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga also, as a cunning politician, tried to hide behind Uhuru. He was putting Uhuru into face. That's why you saw the young politicians like Nyoro and the newcomers like Gachagua were attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. People like Keshungwa, they were not knowing that the opponent was Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga tried to put Uhuru into the picture for the Mount Kenya people so that he can appear to the Mount Kenya people as someone who is not against them. So right now, Ruto is trying to make it look like he's only focusing on his opponent. He doesn't care about other people. I think that is politics. And let me respond this issue of Kashmir, because I saw our good people like Goody have brought it here. I just want to tell you that cool down. Kashmir is a passing cloud. You know, Kashmir is my friend. I know him. I know we know each other, so I know his limits. Whatever he's doing is just trying to manipulate the millennials and the older people. The guy is not what you are seeing on the mainstream media. The guy can be cornered. We can corner him until he surrenders. So relax. Let the young man thrive at his capacity. We just a passing cloud. That time will come. He will be gone. Don't worry about him.
So now off to politics. We are starting a new year, maybe a reflection of 2025, 2026. Yosefu, bwana ya Bikira Maria, 2025 yako imekuaje? And what are the nice good things that you are hoping?
Marco Bure, can you repeat a bit? Sorry.
Haunisikizi?
Oh, sorry. I was getting a phone call. That's why I was not here.
Okay. Nasema wewe kama the husband of Bikira Maria, na wewe kama the father of Christ, 2025 yako imekuwa vipi, and what are the positive things that we should expect tukiingia huko 2026, and what are the challenges you faced, maybe if you can share with us, and what should we focus on you being a Kenyan who understands the roots and everything of the Republic of Kenya?
I started off as Simba Natea anajuaga nikuja comment anapotea. He always knows that I'll come and give a dose. Naweza mpatia dose. Anakomentiki kama amepotea. So mimi kama baba ya Yesu na bibi na bwana ya bibi wa Bikira Maria, unajua ni kama walinigeuzia Bwana Mungu alikuwa hata kunigeuzia, akaniambia bibi yako lazima atapata kamutu. Kashindwa, kwani kamutu kamekuja aje na sijafanya ile mambo sasa. So nafaa kupewa zawadi kwa sababu I raised the boy and he became a good touch to the world. So ninafaa nikuwe nikipatiwa mazawadi kutoka kila kona za hii dunia. So my 2025 has been quite, let me say, it has been challenging. I see Laban is back here. It has been quite challenging, and it has been a challenging year. Well, there was sometimes it had ups and downs. Sometimes there was lows and sometimes there was highs. But I cannot complain because God has been with me. He has seen me all through my struggles and also my happy moments. So as we enter this new year, I'm looking forward to a year where I'm going to be able to focus on the things that I've set up in my mind. Because I had said this year is a year for focus. This is a year that I'm supposed to focus on the things that are most important to my growth. So last year was a good and also a sour year, but unajua as men we need to pick up our boots and start to need to grind, even though the situation is not is as hard as it seems. Lakini nimekuwa tu na mwaka ilikuwa fair. So this year I'm hoping that the Lord is going to be with me and fight all these mountains that are before me. But coming back to what Simba Natea said here, even sometimes I confuse with Simba Natembea because I see like he's going to come to our team very soon. He had said about how they are playing their politics. But Simba might think that they are very clever. They think that they think they are the ones who knows that it is a game is being played. We already know the game that is being played by Oburu Odinga, and it is a game to be able to weaken the young leaders in ODM, the likes of Akina Babu Winnie and Sifuna, so that they cannot be able to have a say in that party. But that we don't call it democracy. That we call dictatorship. If he is very certain that the people are very like him so much, he's supposed to call for the NDC so that the people will be able to vote for him. Truly and true NDC of the party, so that he can be able to be voted in as the flag bearer of the party of ODM. If these are not games, because we know these are games being played by William Ruto. We know him from William Ruto is a person who is known by his gimmicks and his ways. He's a very cunning man. We know what he does under the table. So si ati ni mambo sisi Simba na Tea hatujui. Hii mambo ya Ruto tunaijua sana. Tunajua vile anachezaka michezo zake. And michezo zake zinakuja kwa nini.
Joseph, kama ninaweza nikakufahamisha kwa dakika moja ndio uendelee. Sasa unajua ukiongelea juu ya dictator and the young leaders in ODM na tuko na democratic space, why can't you take these young leaders and you leave the old ones?
What are you talking about? Where will I take them? Me, I don't have somewhere to take them. Me, I can only support them. The problem is people are coming to be lied to here by saying that kama mtu hayuko side ya ODM ama side ya broad based ati uko side ya Gachagua. One thing I will tell Simanatea, me I don't support Gachagua in anything. I only listen to when he fights the government, but I don't support him. I like him when he's injecting, but I can never vote him as a leader in anything that I can do. I can never. So what I do, I only listen to him, and I already have the options of what I can vote for in a leader. So when we are coming to talk here, Sifuna, and the likes of Akina Otsotsi and the like of Akina Orengo, brother Simanatea, they have given so much to ODM party than what you have given to ODM party. You cannot compare yourself to Orengo. Orengo has given himself to the party.
Brother Joseph, in politics, watu hufanya politics for development, not kufanya siasa ya kujinasa katika umaskini. And Ruto has categorically said he's building two economic corridors between Nyanza and the Western. So mambo ya opposition hapo inasaidia nini? Ososi na Sifuna watasaidia nini hizo community zote? So unajua hii siasa wacha tuifanye when it's convenient, and when it's not convenient lazima uangalie ni nini unafanya. For now we are in broad-based to stay until 2032, and by the way, me hata issue ya Gachagua sijaiongea, and I don't know why do you want to put it into my mouth? Gachagua is an impeached ex-vice president.
So what I was saying, Simanatea, you know, William Ruto is a very caring man, and I've come here and I've told him. What you are being told by him right now, si vitu watu wa Mount Kenya wakuambiliwa. Ama mnadhania nyinyi ndio wa kwanza kuambiliwa hizi vitu? Alikuja akatuambilia vitu zingine noma huko. The things that I think they were told in Mount Kenya, even I don't know how many of them have been completed, because the things that he said there was a lot. He had even said there is an economic zone which will be able to target even the northeast using the Mount Kenya region. So when you come to tell us about Ruto and how he's going to, you know, me, I can never believe in a person who can even lie to young mothers. He lied to young mothers that when they are going to give birth, he's going to give them diapers. And he lied to us that he's going to give us mtungi sijui ya gas itashukishwa kutoka. If you cannot do the basic things, how will you do it with special economic zones? The smallest things, the ones which are very easy, like you being able to program out the mothers can be given diapers. You cannot handle that. How will you be able to handle a full economic zone as a president? You're telling us, unajua kitu ni very funny. Ruto anapenda kushift the goalpost sana. He came with bottom up. You know, that was an economic model. Where has that economic model taken us? Because I still see the trickle down economy in his government. This is not a bottom up economy. It's trickle down. And you know, as trickle down, we say the money comes from up there. It trickles down to the mwananchi, which does not reach the mwananchi. He said that this money will be going from down, coming up. Is the money still coming from up there? Just check if that one is working. Now he has shifted the goalpost. He started to say that we are going to Singapore. You have not even fixed the economy, which you are saying bottom up. You have shifted the goalpost. So can I trust somebody of that sort, truly? If such guy even can be able to come and lie to us in broad daylight and tell us about funny things, like I don't know what atabidi wakichanga watu watakuwa wakiweza kulima, watakuwa wanapeana matrakta kila pahali. I can never believe somebody like that. So when you are believing that it's going to bring special economic zones, it's okay for you, but these things have been given to people everywhere. The promises, even today he made another promise that he's going to, I don't know, finish another stadium there, then he's going to build another road there. These promises, even they are too much. Even I think himself, he finds himself confused. So if you are sincere with yourself, you are not in broad base because there is development which is going to be done. You're in broad-based because there is an agenda you want to pass through. So it's better you keep the agenda very clean. Ruto and the development and come and tell us about development. Those sentences cannot fit in one. Marco Bura.
Okay, thank you. Labda utupe maoni yako ya mwisho Joseph kabla tufunge, because naona wenzetu wameenda.
Yeah, thank you, Marco Bura. I think the only thing that I can tell the listeners who are listening to us, the only thing that somebody knows is what pains you in your pocket and what pains you back at home. You know, kile kitu kinakuumiza kwa mfuko. Kama uko na pesa, unajua uko na pesa. Kama hiyo serikali imekufanya ukapata kitu kuweka kwa mfuko 2025, you can clearly say na 2025 nilipata nikapata kitu nikarusha kwa mfuko. I made my developments, not about developments of road. Development starts with our pockets. If you don't start development with your pockets, even if you have brought that road, brother Marco Bura, it cannot help you, because how even will you travel with that road? How will you travel with those? How will you buy things in those markets that is saying that is building? You know, if you don't, the first thing that you need to do as a president, it is to fix the economy. You know, the economy was very bad after we came from Corona. And the president, I was thinking the president who was going to come was to measure so much on economy first, than measuring even with those high-end projects you are always seeing here, like Trade and Center. And you know, those projects, even they're not big, we are not using our own money. We are giving them as a PPP. Those PPP, even they don't make me happy. You know, people say, kuna pesa yetu itatoka kwa mfuko ni yao, alafu waanze kulipisha. It is not good as a country saying that sisi tutakuwa tukipatia mtu anakuja anatujengea mavitu, alafu yeye mwenyewe anaanza kulipisha ile miaka yote, anasikia hata kama ni 100 years, and you can do nothing about it. Those ones, that is our soil and it is our Kenyan land. So if he had fixed the economy, I don't think even we could be talking about this. If you fix the economy, even if you tell people, I'm going to tax you so that we can be able to have a special fund, so that we can be able to build our roads, to build the railway, to be able to build. People could not even be having any pressure with him. They could have told him, okay, due to financially able, the economy is good. There is employment. There is factories which have been revived, like the likes of Akina Nzoia, the pan paper, the Mumias factories, even in Dhika, which were closed. If you can be able to restart these factories and manufacturing, I'm telling you, people will not be having any issue with you saying that you need us to tax us. We could even be freely saying, okay, tunaona hii kitu inafanyika na mtu anapata kitu kidogo kwa mfuko, ni sawa, hata kama tutakupatia kidogo ile, hata ukitaka kusema sasa utaanza kutengeneza hizo mabarabara na hizo railway na nini, but you are building people railway and roads when their pocket is nothing. Even the Christmas holidays, some of our people, they needed to go and borrow food. It's like they were borrowing food from members of parliament. I think you have seen clips of where members of parliament have paraded people, and it's such a shame that people need to be paraded in homesteads so that they can be given some oil and cooking flour and some other necessities which they are supposed to be making with their own money and their own pocket. I think this one was a great disaster. And I think when leaders or people look at us when they're in the so-called first world countries, you know, we are talking about first world countries, they can even be amazed with what Ruto is talking. They can even be shocked themselves. Waulize, is this guy even serious saying that he's taking us to Singapore? Whereas even when people have their holidays, they cannot even be able to have some money to put some food on the table, that they need to go to certain MPs or certain leaders to be able to borrow food. We are still even borrowing some help from the churches. You find people going to churches to borrow help. Some even don't have even places to sleep. Like another one there was even war which was going on. You saw some parents were living in the nearby school. So this is an year that we need to shed off this uongo yote tumekuwa tukipewa, and you need to think critically yourself. Wacha kufikiriwa na mtu mwingine. Think critically, think if it is working for you. If it is working for you and you are seeing the government, okay, is doing something for you in your pocket, and or something is the economy, you are feeling, okay, I can do even my own business, I can transact or do something, well, you can say the government is doing something. But if the businesses you have, all of them, you are going under a loss, because even the people who are supposed to buy these commodities are not there. You need to start thinking about that. So as I leave, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I've seen the likes of Gudia, Nyamu, I had seen Shema, I had seen other friends who are there with us and others who come to join us. And I also want to thank Miguda, he came here, we had a good time. I want to thank also Marco Bura for hosting us today, Brother Benson also for hosting us. I also want to thank Simba for coming through, and wish everyone a good night.
Okay, thank you so much, and I think you acknowledged everyone. I also want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you as we start this year 2026. We pray for success. We pray for God's grace in whatever we'll be doing. And we hope that things will be good or better. But above all, let us always keep safe and do what is right. I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to a good friend, good dear, Nyamu K. Laban Misiani, thank you so much. Judith, Abdul, also Shaima, thank you so much. Ziomi, thank you so much. Judith as well, thank you so much. And Asili TV and everyone who joined us, we really appreciate. Thank you so much for finding time to join us. We don't take it for granted.
Oburu, can I say something? I've seen
Goodyear
saying we watch LFC. I think LFC is is struggling also, undergoing painful torture under Leeds today. So we'll continue monitoring the situation. I think it needs resuscitation. I think they are the next to take their coach off. You know, I saw Maresca today said goodbye to Chelsea. So I think also Slot is about to be slaughtered in Liverpool as they make way for another coach. So the only big club in England, English Premier League, is only the great Manchester United.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you, imefikia good year. Yeah, so we appreciate everyone, and we hope that you'll continue supporting us over this year that we are starting. But above all, I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to everyone, and not forgetting those who liked or were watching at the Facebook. Felix Okello, Jasco, Masco, Florence, Dan Machacha, Rehema, Dennis, Austin, Sunny, Benjamin, and everyone. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us. We really appreciate. And we appreciate. Joseph Goodyear is saying, don't start a war that you can't fight. Yeah, that you can't finish. Maybe umalize tu, mwambie kitu before we close.
Anajua ni banta, tunakuanga na banta na yeye. Anajua Manchester United, the great, na Liverpool, they have always been great rivals of before. You know, they always say you never walk alone, but today I'm seeing they are walking alone. So I think this is just football banter. and I'm hoping the best for them, but ninaona ni kama Leeds iwaachilie very soon, but I cannot laugh at them right now because also us we have Leeds so hiyo mambo iko namna hiyo. I don't know brother Mark Oburu una support team gani?
Mimi wa the great Manchester United.
Okay. Hata Ray anaona mafans ni wengi, anaona mafans
Yeah, so that is where I am, lakini I'm having a second thought.
No second thoughts bwana, no second
Good year
thoughts.
kiniconvince vizuri.
No second thoughts. Kwanza good year kwanza alikuwa amesema slot out. Sijui alibadilikia tena wapi. Alikuwa amesema slot out. Kwani alibadilikia wapi?
Kiniconvince vizuri naweza toka kwa the Red Devils. Pia mimi niende nivae hiyo jezi yao ya red.
Lakini huwezi katoka Red Devils. Unajua sisi sasa tukipatana na Liverpool, unajua Liverpool iko na ile nini logo ya kibad fulani. Sasa ikipatana na the great Manchester inapikwa. Unajua sisi sasa tunatoka kule kwa motoni kule. Tumeipika tu, mara hiyo inakuwa barbecue.
Mambo ndo hayo sasa.
Amesema slot out. So mambo ndio hiyo.
Yeah, so yeah, we're waiting to see how things will turn out. And Father Dan amekuwa hapa, second thought, utapasuka msamba.
Let me wish Father Dan a happy new year. It's long time since hatujaonana na yeye. Unajua we always pass in these corridors of power. But I've not been seeing him for quite a while. I think his constituency have been disturbing him so much. So sijakuwa nikimuona huko sana, ama ni CDF alikuwa na utilize vizuri.
Unajua during December holidays, I think Father Dan amekuwa na kazi mingi. Sasa maybe going forward mambo kazi ita reduce kidogo na tutakuwa tunamuona, but acha nichukue nafasi hii pia nimwambie happy new year na merry Christmas, hata kama imepita, kwa sababu kwa tumemuona for the last week, and we hope that wherever you are Father Dan, you are okay.
Yeah, Marco Bura, are you okay? How you leo ulikula kakitu first year? Najua first leo nasikia ni sikukuu. Me have been busy, I've been working. Mama mlikula kakuku, mlishinda kakuku.
Nilishinda kesha, tulikuwa na Father Dan kwa kanisa ingine huku chini inaitwa Vincentia.
But I've seen nowadays Kenyans are going to church on 31st. Most Kenyans are going to church.
Yeah, there were more than 70,000 hapo kwa hiyo kanisa. It was even more than what the people who are in KICC.
Yeah, because last time I was seeing people, Kenyans mostly were going to clubs, but now of late I've seen most Kenyans are going. But I appreciate, because even there was a revival which was done in Uhuru Park, and that thing touched me. It was a very good gesture. The person who had come with that, I think alikuwa megonga ndipo. I think that thing should be happening every year. It's good to pray for our country, Like first, this time we are entering into general elections, Mark Bure. Sasa miaka tunaingia sasa ya campaign, it needs a lot of prayers. Inataka maombi mingi sana, and I hope that Father Dan will be keeping us in prayers as we try to keep the country in prayers, kwa sababu sasa nchi ni yetu, hatuwezi toroka, kila mtu nchi ni yake.
Yeah, so yeah, that's true. Good year alisema yeye ni Mkatoliki. Naweza mwambia pia akipata nafasi anaweza enda Vincentian Retreat Center huko pia aende afanye kitu inaitwa what ajiongeze the blessings from God.
But one thing I saw yesterday, I got a laugh. I want to make a joke. Nataka tu ni make me on a lighter note. Niliona ile UAP towers. Hizo fireworks ni backfire bwana, wanashinda wakisema 10 mpaka 1.
Unajua last year ilianza kuchomeka kwa sababu ya hizo fire whatever.
Yeah, and it's sad, by the way, sija kuambia, there is a story of a lady. You know, these fireworks, they need to be regularized. Easy fireworks.
Yeah, kwanza zimeanza kuwa mingi.
Yeah, there is a lady who in Kiambu who her house was burned. Have you seen that news? Kuna mama nyumba yake imechomeka, the boy I think alienda akachukua baruti.
Nimeona ati kijana alikuwa amelipua fireworks na ikaingia kwa mattress, nyumba mzima ikachomeka.
It's very sad because these things they need, I don't know. I think they should be given. I think the fireworks should be having regulations for. They should be given to people who can be able to utilize them well in case of functions, or they are given to the people who are doing constructions, but not to kids. Unajua hizi kitu nikabaya mako bura au kabarutia.
I think can seriously explode.
Yeah, and I think the people who are mandated to regulate this ones, but you know, in our country, brother, these things are not regulated the way they seem. Even hata zikiona watu wameziregulate bado utapata zinauzwa tu. So I think it is very risky. I can even if I see kids with those barutis, ninawanyang'anya vibaya sana wafukuza, because it is very dangerous. Now the whole mother and the father and the relatives are now willing. They were supposed to think of how the kid is going to go back to school, but now they are talking about different things. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. I say sorry to the family.
Goodyear is saying, we didn't have fireworks where I am because of the weather. The police officers and the firemen could not land. Oh, it seems it is then regulated over there. That's a good move. I also believe and think that it should be regulated so that the kids do not get to handle such explosive, fireworks. Yeah, so Joseph, I think tunamaliza ama umebaki na mambo?
No, I don't have any other thing to add. Just that I wanted to say sorry to the family. I know now it is a very difficult year. Brother Mark, the things are not easy for us parents. You know, when they are going back to schools, it's very hard. You find you need everything. Watoto wanakuanzia kutoka uniform to unajua hii curriculum hii curriculum mako bure iliharibu mambo mingi sana. Unajua watoto wanaenda wanapumzika miaka 2 miaka 3 from October turudi shule January. Sasa mtu anasahau hiki mpaka na uniform pale iliwekwa, so unapata uniform mara huku kumbuka ilikuwa imenini kiatu mara imefanya nini, so we are passing through a lot. Tunapitia nataka mniombee, napitia I'll say like that guy really tunapitia, alafu sasa school fees ndio hii ikiekelewa hapo kwa meza. Sasa unasikia kama una nini, but January but I think now parents are very clever. Siku hizi hakuna kula hiyo nyama mingi, ni unakula pole as you are looking for alternative in January, because unajua mshahara nasikiaga inalipagwa on 20 December.
Acha tu.
January unaona inakaa kama miezi 3 imeshikanishwa.
Raundi hii nikikwama uone nimekutafuta usiseme mimi ni mbaya. Lakini ni hali ya maisha.
Unajua wanasemaga January inakaa, unajua wanasemaga January unaanzaga vizuri December 21. Unaanza kula vizuri kanyama kama 500, unaendelea hivyo. Niseme ikifika mpaka
mashida zote.
Lakini kianza Januari tarehe 5 unaanza na na cabbage pole pole. Bayo ukienda kumalizia hata unakula chakula ya sungura.
Kweli naona ndugu yetu msimamo hapa, labda msalimie pia wewe, umwambie happy new year. Na msimamo, karibu. Hali gani
ndugu? Kwa salama, tumshukuru Mungu jamangu. Tumeuona mwaka na ni shukrani kubwa haswa kwa Mungu, maana unajua wengi walitamani kuifika siku ya leo, lakini kwa kweli hawajaweza kufika. So kwa kweli ni shukrani kubwa haswa kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, na pia niwatakie nyie pia mwaka mpya, wewe pamoja na ndugu yangu hapo na wale wengine ambao wanatufuatilia, pia niwatakie mwaka mpya ambao ni wa heri tena wenye mafanikio. Asante.
Asante Joseph, zungumza na mwenzetu hapo, utuambie umepanga aje.
Sijui kama msimamo unasikia pale kanatumia ama yeye. Unajua tunaomba mwaka wa mafanikio, lakini pia vile hii mwaka inaingiaga si virahisi. Ndio umepata tukicheka hapa na Marco Bura namwambia si ni rahisi vile lakini unajua hata mtu anajiekaga tu kwa hiyo njia. Unajua ndio niliambia Marco Bura, nimesikia wewe ni kama wakupatia hiyo mshahara date 20. Sijui kama utakuwa ukijipanga kwanza. Sijui mshahara ya date 20 ni noma sana hii, unashindwa mpaka utajipanga aje nayo ukianzia tu hiyo wakati.
Mimi nisha book mapema nikakwambia ukiona nimetafuta wewe tuseme mimi
nakwambia hii mambo si rahisi vile watu wanasema but I think the world is going through so much things and today I've been looking at the news and I'm seeing is also in Iran there is a problem and there is like it's now spiraling over. And if you have looked at the countries that are near Marco Bura, the countries have gone like Bangladesh, like Sri Lanka, like Nepal. You know that year, we can talk about that year. That year, as we are talking about things becoming politically in our country, outside the country it has been hot. Outside the country there has been so much of topple of governments. Or have you not seen that? There have been so much toppling of governments, starting from Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. You go to the Western African countries, we have the likes of Burkina Faso, we have the likes of Niger. I think 2025 also had an year of, I think people just came fed up.
Partly restoration. There were people who are not really feeling easy with the bad things that were being done by the leaders that they gave a chance, because we saw quite a lot in people coming out to say no to either dictatorship or to long-term political leaders. We saw people coming up to try to defend themselves. And I think that started in 2024 and it proceeded to 2025. But again, in 2025, we saw, especially in Kenya, we saw, not even in Kenya, let me say the world, that is when we saw quite a number of people also dying, very influential or popular people. It had both the good sides and the bad sides. And maybe nipe msimamo nafasi pia tuambie. Msimamo tulikuwa tunaongelelea about Dr. Oburu Odinga declaring that he is the presidential candidate for ODM party. Labda unaweza tupea maoni yako, and partly you can also give us your take on the things that we went through over 2025 and maybe the changes. I mean, the positive things or the negative things, and maybe the plans that you have as we get into 2026 as a country and as the economy. And I mean, as a country, have you seen some positive change on the economy? Have you seen some positive changes on the leadership role? Are we headed on the right direction from what you saw in 2025? What positive things should we include or should we invest on going forward? Msimamo?
Asante ndugu yangu host kwa nafasi hii, na nitakuwa mfupi wa maneno leo, sitakuwa mrefu vile, kwa sababu huenda nikatemwa tu mida yote ile, lakini pia nitakuwa nimetia siku. Kwa kweli 2025 tumeshuhudia mengi, tumezungumza mengi na tumeona mengi pia, lakini mimi huwa nasema siku zote, naamini kwamba kosa la mwaka huu huwa ni marekebisho ya mwaka mwingine. Kwa nini nazungumza hivyo? Tumeuingia mwaka 2026 mwaka ambao utakuwa na muhemko wa kisiasa, kwa sababu tunaelekea uchaguzi, maana ndo tunaokaribia chaguzi zaidi, tofauti na 2025. So utakuta siasa imechemka. Lakini nini tumejifunza kama wananchi 2025? Na ndio maana nimerudi pale kwa kosa la mwaka huu ni marekebisho ya mwaka mwingine. Je, hatima yetu iko wapi kama wananchi? Sarakasi, vitimbi, maneno ya wanasiasa tumeyasikia, tumeyaona, but hatima yetu iko wapi kama wananchi? Ndivyo angalau tukigundua yale makosa ambayo tumeyaona 2025, basi mwaka huu ambao na 2026 ambao Mungu ametujalia nao, tutaweza kuyaepuka. Kwa hiyo ni kutojisahau, hiyo ndo langu kubwa tu zaidi kama wananchi, na namaanisha wananchi, hata viongozi wetu pia ni wananchi. Wakae chini pia wafikirie taifa, maana ubepari wa vifua huu wa kupishana maneno, nani bingwa nani, wakumbuke wapapiganapo afahali wawili, nyasi ndio huumia, na kama nyasi huumia, nyasi na kina nani? Basi ndo pale msema wananchi, kumaanisha kwamba nimeweka viongozi ngazi yao, nimetengeza hiyo daraja, lakini vile vile kuna ngazi ya zile nyasi kwa wananchi. Kwa hiyo wana uwezo wa kurudi meza moja wakafikia taifa na hawa wananchi, kisha hakuna mtu ambaye hawezi kubadilisha hili taifa. Ni maamuzi tu kuyachukua, kuona kwamba haya hivi vitimbi tuko navyo. Tukumbuke tuna vizazi vinakuja, na siku zote kigongo cha zamani huangushwa na kigongo kipya. Kigongo cha zamani kama kimekwama juu ya mti, basi huangushwa na kigongo kipya. So katika hiyo hali tukumbuke kwamba mambo yanabadilika, vizazi vinabadilika. Kumezuka Gen Z, kuna hiyo marika, kutakuja rika ingine maybe. So tuwe na uwiano hasa na kulifikia taifa. So chukua Let's take it. Yeah. Unaona, kila mtu acheze pande yake. Kiongozi acheze pande yake 2026 dhidi ya taifa, na mwananchi acheze pande yake, lakini wote focus, tuangalie taifa zaidi. Haya michepuka na vifua havitasaidia. Kuumizana, kuwekeana mitego na nini kadhalika haina maana. Sababu mwisho wa siku wote tunaofanya ni wa Kenya, tena ndani ya Kenya. So hayo ndo yangu ya leo, maana tumeangalia ya Oburu akisema yeye atakuwa rais. Hana haki ya kufanya hivyo, ni mwananchi. Kama azima yake ipo, tutamunga mkono, maana atakuwa na sera za kutueleza, tutamunga mkono na ana haki yake. Mimi sijaona baya hapo. Kama ni hili la upande wa pili kiki ya kwanza ya mwaka, bado ni ile tu siasa ya vijembe na kifua na ubepari, kwamba huyu anajua zaidi, hajui. Haitatupeleka popote na haimsaidii mwananchi wa kawaida. Maana lazima ukweli tuzungumze. Kama si wanyonge, hatutapaza sauti zetu juu kuzungumza, kwa sababu tunaogopa nani wa kututetea. Hilo ndo swali. Asanteni.
Asante sana msimamo. Joseph, kuna Kenya unataka kuongeza?
Yes, as I have listened to Msimamo making some submission which were very good, I want to also wish Omuya Omoke mwaka mpya mwema as alikuwa ametuwish, and also tell Renegade A is si ati nakaa kama sielewi. Mambo ni ngumu mambo ni ngumu sana, and si ati ni mchezo. Pia mimi nakasikiria it's not easy in January. Also being told that you're going to be forced. You know, I've had some situations saying that tulikuwa tunabishana leo hapa na akasema ati capitation haiongezewi, and I had some reports that money which for school fees is going to be added because the capitation is not even coming through as expected. They are giving it in batches, and I don't see. Even my brother-in-law was told that money for help will be slashed from the initial 22,000 to down. So I can understand the pain that you are going through because everybody is undergoing the same pain. Sometimes hata tunapitia mangumu mako bura mpaka tunaanza kucheka. Umewahi kupitia mashida mpaka unaanza kucheka? Sasa unaanza kujichekelea, unashindwa sasa utafanya nini? So sometimes these situations also are brought in by bad economic reforms by certain quarters like the government that is just here. And I see have been addressed there. By the way, where did you take Sabine? This one is just another useless politician. I think in Muranga we don't have we don't have ladies leaders. I think we have an issue. I think even we should call Goodyear to come and be able to stand for that seat. Sababu ninaona wale wanawake tuko nao huko Muranga. You see, we come out of applying fun into fire. They had one Sabina Chege, now they have one called Betty Maina. I think this is falling from the frying pan into fire. So Sabina Chege tried to sell Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee. I don't even see her in shame. You know, they're supposed to be having shame. But I think the leadership of women in parliament is so much telling. Not all of them. Some of them, they articulate their issues. And mostly the women who have been voted for, they articulate their issues very well. But the women who are given these seats, or they are given it on a silver platter, like the likes of Akina Sabina Chege, who was not voted in 2022, and the likes of Akina, the other lady is called Nikare Nyamwe. You can see how they articulate their issues in Bunge. Even you wonder how are they given certain kind of slots. But I think it's always about friendship, and what can we say? It's about friendship, and these guys, they do their dealings, but I can see Omuya Omoke saying Wama Cake, Betty, and Mama Goons. First, that one Wama Cake is called Wama Cake. That one is a very nasty woman. I saw her throwing cakes. You know why she was called Wama Cake, Oburu? Do you know why she was called Wama Cake? That lady did something even that pained me in my heart. He cut a cake and he started throwing to people using the hand so that they could catch the cake and eat. It was very painful for me to see. So since that day, that woman, I've never liked her. I have never. That one for me is personal. That one I never like her. That one is not politics. That is personal for me. You cannot treat people like pigs, and then you start. That's why sometimes you call them pigs. That woman is very nasty. It's very disgusting. That one I can truly say that one is personal for me, and that is my personal opinion. I don't want to be held liable for brother based on media. That is mine personal. I feel that lady touched up a nerve in my system that I'll never recover from. But the likes of Akina Sabine Chege, these ones are molds which were used by Ruto to try and destabilize Jubilee and try to remove Uhuru's, to try and fight Uhuru. But you know, Sabine Chege is a nothing when compared to Uhuru Kenyatta. It's just that Uhuru Kenyatta had stayed quiet because of her. So I think she's receiving the fruits that she labored for. And that one is done politically. I'm telling you, Sabina Chege can never come back politically. That one is done and dusted. That one I can assure you. That one I can assure you. Even next time she will not even be given the nomination card. So just think of that one as a done deal. Because which party will nominate him? Maybe akuja asimame na UDA. Hiyo UDA sijui kama itakuwa na watakuwa wakipatiana nominations mingi kwa sababu watu hatakuwa. So, Brother Mark, I don't know if you have any other question for me, but I think I've tackled the ones I've been asked by some of our good friends down in the comment section.
I think I'm also okay. I don't have any other question. I can see Nyamu here saying,
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Mount Kenya, we don't have leaders, women leaders. We don't have. You just go and check. It's very few, but most of them we don't have. And you know, most of them, they think that when you become a leader, you try to bring your claws into leadership. You know, it's very funny that a whole woman can be able to try and bring goons to a church function. And then when she's been seen right, it's calling them to wake up and do what they had been paid for to come and do. You find that she was saying and trying to twist the things that she was calling the PA. It becomes very frustrating and very handover. These women, they have really let us down as a person. I come from that area. They have really let us down because most of them, just look at the people who have been mentioned. They don't come from the Rift Valley. They don't come from the south. It's called from the lake. They don't come from Kisii. You find them, they are coming from Mount Kenya, most of them. And it's so much ashamed. So much ashamed. I feel so much ashamed when I see women doing doing kind of things. That's why I'm even not supporting what Mudavadi is saying about gender rule. Gender rule, let it be left like that. This gender rule, if we try to implement this gender rule, Mark Oburu, sijui hata bunge itakuwa ikifanywa nini. You remember there is a song which was sung, I don't know if you know that song, about women parliament. I don't know if you have ever heard that song. I think the likes of Akina Gudia can attest to that. It's a song sung by Rod Deraro, which saying that if wives could be given the power, what they could do. I don't know if you have ever heard that one. When he's saying that wives could be going and they're telling you what to cook and what to eat and what to wear. And even in parliament, when they go to parliament, they could be talking gossip and there will not be any laws which have been amended. I think you need to look at that song. I think you need to listen to that song. You'll be, you know, he has very good songs. There is one he sings that loving is like driving, and then there's another one he always talks about countries marrying each other. So there is also one which is for women. If women could take over the reins. I don't know the title very well, but it's a very good song. I always like it. So that is what could happen if we have the two that gender rule. If we have this small amount of women in parliament, and you see even some of them fighting. I don't know if you saw those ladies fighting in parliament. What do you expect us to have? So this is a nightmare. So for us, I'm ashamed. Most of those leaders, even you find them involved in these whole scandals, ladies in parliament, most of them come from our region, and it's so much ashamed. It's so much ashamed. I feel sometimes so much ashamed. So if I don't know if you have any other question, Marco Oburu.
Not really. I think we can just call it a day. And Nyamu is saying we don't want to go back to Wangu wa Makeri.
Yes, I've told even Nyamu to listen to that song. It's sung by Lord Deraro. Even you, Marco Oburu, you need to go and listen to that song when you are left the studio, because tomorrow I'll ask you what you heard about in that song, because it is a very fantastic song. I think that guy, you need to listen to the 3 songs I've told you. It's a bit comedy, but it has so much lessons that you can learn. But it's not like we like to put the women down. It's not good. But as men, we need to be there to be a checkmate to them, because if we allow that, brother Marco Oburu, sidhani kuna kitu itaendelea kwa hii nchi. Hii nchi itasimama kwanza, tuanza tupake makeups. Hakuna kazi itakuwa ikiendelea asubuhi.
Okay, I'm trying to look for. There's a song that Goodyear said I should listen to. Let me see it.
That lady, I fear her so much. You know, she comes to sing a song about the years, and akiimba wimbo kuhusu mwaka inakuwa noma.
Anaitwa aliniambia Justina sio kau.
Sio kau, I mean.
Huyu ni yule anakanga. Okay, sawa, acha
nisikie. Yule anaimbagia miaka, na alafu miaka zinaanza kuwa noma. Unajua mimi namuogopa sana mimi. Siwezi hata sikiliza hiyo yake hiyo miaka. Siwezi kataa kusikia sana akiimba. Mimi last year uzuri niliweza kusaidika, sikusikia hiyo imbo yake ya 2025. Sasa hii ya 2026 hata nataka nifunge masikio zaidi, sitaki kuisikia.
Simba uko na mambo kabla tufunge?
Marco Oburu, mimi kuna jambo moja ambalo nataka niwaambie, na unajua saa zingine wakati hata Yesu alitumwa hapa duniani, kwa sababu tumetoka kusherekea siku ya kusaliwa kwake hivi juzi, na Wakenya wakati wao ndio nafikiria wakati kama huo wa Yesu hawakuamini kwamba katika mzigo ambao tumeubeba muda mrefu kama nchi, siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya, wakati tumepata mtu ambaye ameweza kukomboa hii nchi kutoka kwa minyororo ya hao wakora wenye wamekuwa wakipora mali ya umma na kujilimbikisia ili kuacha wananchi wa Kenya wakiwa maskini kama kawaida. Wakati huo Yesu aliwekwa juu ya msalaba, na nafikiria wakati kama huo ndio nchi yetu ya Kenya iko, na afadhali tumefuka mwaka mpya, mambo mengine ambayo walisema hayatawezekana yamefanyika. Nyumba watu wameishi ndani, siko na stima, siko na gas. Nilisikia Joseph akiongea mambo ya gas. Hao wananchi ndio wako na hiyo ushuhuda, sio yeye. Lakini zaidi ya hayo, sisi tunaelekea Singapore, na wale wenye hawatataka tutawabeba kwa mgongo na tutafika. Hayo ndio maoni yangu.
Lakini Simba na Tea, ukisema mimi mwenyewe sitakuwa niko mshuhuda wa gas, inafaa kuwa mshuhuda wa gas kwa sababu nanunua gas. Sasa alikuwa amesema mtungi ndio itashuka bei. Simba na Tea, sinafaa kuwa mshuhuda kwa sababu mimi nanunua gas kila mwezi, ama sifai kuwa mshuhuda?
Hata mimi sijasema kwamba sinunui gas, licha ya kwamba niko mashinani tunatumia gas, na unajua hiyo ilikuwa ni preserve ya wachache ambao walikuwa ni mabwenyenye Kenya hii, ambao walijinufaisha na siasa za upinzani ndio sababu hata saizi wengine wakikuja kwa hiyo mesa wanaambiwa hapana, nyinyi unajua kazi yenu, nyinyi mnatakiwa kusimama huko. Sisi tukikaa hapa hiyo mesa tutakanyaga juu, kama ni supu imwagike tumwage na ugali, Kenya isonge mbele.
Lakini Simba na Tea, nikikuuliza swali vizuri, Azmako Oburu anakuja kufunga show, I think hapo nini, ikikuuliza ukweli, wewe unaweza dhani huyu mtu anaweza supportiwa na watu na msupport hivyo vyote, alafu akuje ageuke udhania hata wewe unaweza jiepuka kutoka kwa hiyo kitu? Ama unadhani nini itakuwa mzuri sana kwenyu sana, na tu huyu jamaa atakuwa tu akinini kama hao watu waligeuka mpaka mtu wa kwao wakasema wataki kumsikiza? Unaona ni nini mzuri sana ati nyinyi wenyewe mtapewa kama zile zenye wenye walimweza kumweka kwa kiti mara ya kwanza aliwageuka? Wewe unaona kuna kitu tawasaidia? Mark Oburu, I think let's
Simba, are you there?
I think
Simba? Simba, kindly confirm if you can hear us. Tukupe nafasi ujibu ama Simba? Okay, yeah, I think
Mark Oburu, I want to return something that I've been told by Nyamu here, that hatutaki kupa mwaka huu. Mimi sitaki kufanyia hiyo mambo na siokea, mimi sitaki hiyo mambo, sitaki mimi, hata sitasikiliza mimi. Mimi nilisikia 2024 na mambo ilikuwa shwari.
Simba
Mark Oburu, sijui kama ulikuwa unauliza juu ya nini? Ni mimi sikukusikia vizuri.
Joseph amekuuliza swali, ndio nilikuwa nataka ujibu ndio tumalize. Joseph?
Mimi nilikuwa namuuliza tu swali rahisi. Wale watu walimpeperusha kuingia kwa hiyo kiti juu kwa sababu hao wenyewe walikosana hata na mtu wa kwao, wakampeperusha kwa hiyo kiti, na ni kama alikuja akawatiriki na ni kama aliwakuja he turned the back against them, alafu ni kama akawatupanisha na huko. Do you think you have something special that mtampatia ndio yeye akae pamoja na nyinyi sana, ama hata labda hiyo elections mkishinda bado nyinyi mtakuwa mkirushwa nje? So that is the question I wanted to ask.
Unajua mimi Joseph, na sijui ni watu wagani unamaanisha, kwa sababu tunaona mawaziri 9 wote kutoka hilo eneo. Hakuna mtu amewacha. Unajua, twende polepole na hii unajua hii siasa ndio tumekataa siku mingi. Na
mawaziri wanasaidia na kazi gani na tena?
Hao mawaziri wote wanatoka wapi? Na mbona tujaona? Na nakuuliza, tumeona wananchi wao wakiwakemea ama wakiwasomea katika miradi yao
kuhusu mawaziri? Kwa sababu kuna zile vitu Ruto aliambilia watu wa mlima na hakuna vitu wametimiliza. Zile vitu waliwaambilia na ndio walipeperusha pale.
Mbona au mawaziri 9 hamjawashurutisha kwamba walisalitiwa na kiongozi wa watu waweke hivyo? Ngoja nikuulize. Ngoja enda polepole. Wewe ndio umeuliza na nataka nikuulize. Ikiwa tunaamini kwamba wale watu walikosewa, mawaziri wako pale, ikifika Ijumaa ama Alhamisi bendera sote 9 kuelekea mlimani, mbona hatujaona wakisomewa mahali popote kwamba wamesalitiwa?
Acha nikwambie bwana Simba, waziri si hao walikuja wakaambilia watu wa Mount Kenya vile vitu watawafanyia. Ruto mwenyewe ndiye alikuja akaambilia
waziri wanafanya kazi nje ya mlima Kenya peke yake.
Mimi waziri sina kazi yake. Kazi ilipewa, contract iliandikwa between Ruto na watu wa Mount Kenya na wale watu wengine. Si contract between Kabogo na watu wa Mount Kenya.
Hiyo ni
Ruto alikuja kuambia nitawafanyia hivi na hivi na hivi.
Tufanye siasa ambayo ni fair. Ingekuwa hivyo vile unasema eti walisalitiwa.
Hao mawaziri wanasema 9 wao walikuwa kwa hiyo campaign. Hao mawaziri unasema, unajua wewe unaulizaga swali na utaki kuulizwa. Hao mawaziri wote walikuwa hapo, walikuwa kwa hiyo campaign. Kabogo alikuwa kwa party hiyo Kenya Kwanza.
Unajua mimi nimekuuliza mawaziri wenye wametoka hapo mahali ulisema watu walimweka kwa uongozi, au mawaziri wanatoka kwa hao watu ni viongozi kivyao huko?
Ndio ninakuuliza, ni mawaziri wangapi wamekuwa kutoka eneo la Kisii lakini uone hakuna kitu wanafanya Kisii? Wewe unaenda kuuliza waziri?
Kisii kuna mmoja peke yake. Mmoja.
Umewahi kumuuliza anafanyaga nini? Mmoja ametosha. Umewahi kumuuliza anafanya nini?
Nani amecomplain? Nyinyi ndio mnacomplain.
Mnasema sasa unasema hapa hakuna development imekuwa ikifanywa hiyo eneo.
Na kuna kufanya siasa za incitement.
Hapana, si mambo ya incitement. Wewe ndio umeleta incitement. Nani amesema kuhusu mawaziri 9?
Mimi nimesema mawaziri 9 wenye wanatoka hapo.
Incitement. That is already an incitement. It means you are mean wanatoka eneo fulani.
Nimekupatia mfano kwa sababu unasema hao watu walipewa mgongo na kuuliza na hizo bendera zote 9.
Wewe umeleta mambo za mawaziri. Mimi nimekuuliza Ruto vile alifanyia Mount Kenya. Yeye aliwaambilia watu wa Mount Kenya vitu. Si mawaziri. Kwa nini hawafanyia? Aliwaambia atawafanyia nini? Zile vitu alikuwa amewaambia atawafanyia.
Waacha siasa za kufitinisha nchi na kuweka nchi katika hiyo kama nchi yenyewe katika siasa kama milima.
Wewe mwenyewe unajua makadamia ni pesa ngapi? Unajua makadamia ni pesa ngapi? Kilo moja. Hizo ndizo vitu hapo unauliza.
Akiwa waziri wa agriculture ama Mutahi Kagwe ndio waziri?
Mimi nauliza.
Sasa unataka kuuliza nani?
Hii serikali si ya Mutahi Kagwe, ni serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Anafaa kujibu hizo maswali. Si mlikuwa mnasema Uhuru anafaa kujibu maswali sana.
Mawaziri ndio wahusika.
Kwa nini makadamia inauzwa shilingi 50?
Mawaziri ndio wahusika. Ofisi ya rais haiuzi makadamia. Elewa siasa bwana. Ofisi ya rais haiuzi makadamia.
Wanafaa kufanya nini?
Ya kilimo.
Wanafaa kutafuta market ya makadamia. Nje ya rais. Wanafaa kutafuta. Kwani wataka kuniambia yeye mwenyewe si anaenda kusema ndio?
Elewa siasa kwanza kabla hamjaanza kudanganya wananchi bana.
Wewe natembea uko na mambo mingi sana wewe. Ukikaza kwanza sana
mimi nimekuambia ofisi ya rais sio ya kutafuta soko, ni wizara ya kilimo na biashara.
Serikali ya Kenya ya 2022 mpaka 2027 ya William Samoei Ruto. Hakuna mtu ataambiwa kama Kabogo hapo.
Hiyo maendeleo raundi hii, hiyo miaka 10 mfanyie maendeleo, mwekewe pesa kwa mfuko.
Sasa ndio nakwambia hata ushindi ukibweka hapa, serikali ya saa hizi ni ya William Samoei Ruto na anafaa ajibu zile maswali yataulizwa. Na nini atakuwa kiulizo maswali 2027?
Waziri. Mimi nimekuambia waziri wa kilimo anaitwa Mutahi Kagwe, kama mnaelewa siasa vizuri.
Kazi basi. Si wafute kazi kama wafanyi kazi, si wafute.
Anatoka Nyeri. Nyeri iko mlima
kazi kama wafanyi kazi.
Watu hawakukosewa, ni wakulima wakapewa waziri wa kilimo.
Mimi hizo pesa kidogo hawafute. Hawafute,
sisi tunaenjoy bei ya mahindi iko sawa kwa sababu ya rusuku ya mbolea.
Sasa ndio makadamia. Sasa hivyo ndivyo nakuambia. Unadhania sasa sisi jukuu kwa sababu tuliambilia hizo mambo zote na likuja ikageuzwa. Wewe mwenyewe ni mko special sana
kwa sababu mahindi iko na bei na kahawa.
Mnafanya nini ndugu zangu jameni?
Sasa unajua Simba na Tea.
Tunaelekea wapi sasa?
Unajua Simba na Tea.
Hapa hivi najiuliza tu sasa, hao mandugu wangu ni nini imefanyika mpaka sasa wanaenda hiyo direct? Ndugu wangu jameni,
Unajua na Tea anataka kuja kutupeleka Simba kwa chaguzi.
Unajua wewe ndio unasimamia kipindi, hata wewe utusaidia hapa. Ofisi ya rais inafanya kazi ya kuuza mimea na mapato ya kilimo kwa nchi za nje.
My understanding of all this when it comes to agriculture, you know, the buck stops with the president. That has always been. Allow me to just explain. If actually it is you, Simba. I remember sometimes back you used to say that the buck stops with the. You used to say this, and I remember asking you. There's a day we were with you here when I don't know. One of us came with some accusations about what the things which happened in the last government, and it was said that the current president should also answer because it was part and parcel of that particular government. And I remember you here saying, Simba, that government was being led by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and if anything happened, the buck stops with him, and he should be answerable. I think, as much as we have a president, things to do with agriculture, we have a cabinet secretary in charge who is supposed to, to handle all those things to do with agricultural. But above all, it is the president who opens the way in other countries. The president is the first ambassador, or the first, let me use that term, the first ambassador for all the agricultural products that are produced within the country. And it is him, of course, who first makes the first point touch with the other countries which are interested in whichever agricultural produces which are made within the country. If I can give you an example, you remember the avocado? Production that it was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta who negotiated with that country, and of course came back, and it was then introduced, and out of that the avocado started going to China, if you remember, Simba. So, but above all, I think you guys were actually going the wrong direction. What we should admit is that there are problems, and that problems, of course, should be faced head on in a clear way. Kidi sasa tukianza kusema ni huyu na huyu na huyu tunachanganya. Ama namna gani, Simba? Ndio Joseph akuje.
I think chenye mimi nimesema na sita kusema kwamba the country is headed on the right direction. Let's support the president. Huu ni mwaka mpya na tulikuwa safarini, tunaenda Singapore hivyo, na nimemalizia hapo kwa sasa.
Okay, Joseph, labda Joseph utupe maoni yako ya mwisho, alafu Simba atupe maoni ya mwisho tukafunge jameni.
Asante, hata tumekaa hapa for a long time, but kama mtu anajua Singapore ni wapi, ataelewa kwa nini watu wanashinda wakicheka watu wakisema wanaenda Singapore. Singapore si kama Kenya. Singapore ni kama Nairobi ukiangalia. Singapore ni kama hata hii nchi kidogo sana. Singapore ni nchi kidogo sana kama Nairobi. So sielewi hiyo formula ya kuenda Singapore na hizi na wafanyi mpaka manufacturing. Kampuni zimekufa left right and center mpaka Thika. Labda ni Singapore ingine, sielewi hiyo Singapore ni gani. Najua Singapore ile mimi najua ilimeja na infrastructure, ilimeja na manufacturing na vitu zingine. Bado sijasikia mambo ya manufacturing ikitajwa. Kama yenyewe Kenya mpaka kuzaa mtoto saa hizi ni shida. Mpaka kitu ilikuwa inaitwa linda mama iliondolewa. Yaani mpaka saa hizi kupata tu mtoto mwenye ni atakuwa tu driving of the economy, nasikia ni more expensive. Hata watu siku hizi wamedecide sasa it's a small family because of the kind of the dynamics you're passing through. But I know people can feel it. I have seen so many people talking in the comment section. They are talking about this year, how they are feeling it in terms of school fees and everything. They are feeling it. So this one is not about anybody lying or doing what. Everybody knows what he's feeling in his pocket. Mimi siwezi hata kashinda nikiambia Marco Bura hapa ati wewe kuja tuangalie ati mambo iko namna hii ati kunafanyika. Hapana, mimi nakwambia tu angalia mfuko yako kama iko sawa, wewe uko sawa. Kama mfuko yako inalia imetoboka, well and good, utajua kwa nini imetoboka. Tunajua kwa nini imetoboka. Hiyo si kitu ya mtu ashinda ikwambia kwa nini imetoboka. So as we finish, I want to thank all the viewers who are here and wish them a good night.
Thank you. Simba, unaweza tuambia maoni yako ya mwisho as we close?
Asante sana Marco Bura, na nafikiria mimi maoni yangu ni maoni ambayo nitasema
I don't know whether Simba has a problem with this internet. We can't hear you. And yeah. Okay, let me take this opportunity to say a big thank you to our viewers. Thank you so much, everyone who has been with us here. We really appreciate. And may God bless you. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. And yeah, I think we'll just close. Thank you so much, everyone. And we'll call it a day. We appreciate everyone who's been with us. Not forgetting, of course, good friend, good ear, Nyamu, Simba, Regenerate, Dan, Father Dan, Judith, amongst, I also see Shaima. Shaima was here, Omoke was here. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. And until we'll see each other tomorrow. For now, allow us to close. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow.